It does not feel like a Monday to me. Holy shit. What a long weekend. It's been so enjoyable. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of WTF Nation Radio. Happy Labor Day. Hope it's been a good one for everybody. And I'm here all by myself doing a radio show all by myself. I'd love to have some company. If you don't have anything to do, but you have something you'd like to talk about, 415-889-8367 is our phone number. 415-88-WTFNR. What you doing on Labor Day? I'll tell you what I did. That's what I've done all weekend. Absolutely nothing. It's been glorious. 4 days in a row off. It's a rarity for me. So Labor Day, yeah. It's a holiday. Celebrated on the first Monday in September. And according to the all-knowing Wikipedia, it honors the American labor movement and the contributions that workers have made to the strength, prosperity, and well-being of the country. It is the Monday of the long weekend, known as Labor Day weekend, is considered the unofficial end of summer. Holy fuck, already? Yeah. I guess it's the unofficial end of summer, so there's that. I wonder if people on welfare celebrate Labor Day. I meant to pull out some statistics about the number of people in this country who are on welfare and how they're dragging me down, man. There's so much money missing out of my check every fucking payday. It's depressing. It really is. James says in 11 days he'll be retired. 20 years. Congratulations, man. Wow. 20 years. Thank you for your service, James. That's 16 more years than I managed to do. Coming up on tonight's show, it's whatever. Round table, fucking talk about whatever you want to. Because it's a holiday and I've been lazy, I don't really have much prepared. Zachary says, shout out to my Lyman brothers bringing electricity to everyone. I know a guy who, prior to we went to the police academy together, and prior to that, he was a lineman. And I'm no longer a cop, and neither is he, and now we're both loving life. What's up, Jeremy? On the off chance that you're listening. I stumbled across a news article today. I can't make first of all, it concerns two or three people that I couldn't give a shit less about, but somehow I got roped into reading this damn article, and I've read it 3 or 4 times and I can't make sense of it. It concerns Adele and who's this other chick? Demi Lovato. I don't understand this. It's from the Stopru, which is the website displaying a Canadian flag. Could this be some sort of lost in translation thing that they don't have their pronouns right? Let's see. I'll read it to you. The headline reads, Adele, Demi Lovato gets one of his songs in concert. I'm reading this exactly as it's displayed on the screen. It says, it's no secret that Adele's shows are always full of surprises. Full tour in the U.S., the singer of Hello does not hesitate to involve his fans on stage, which often leads to awkward situations. The last earned Adele to get invited to a wedding of 2 of his fans. Very comfortable on stage, the star always smiling and a little joke to set the mood. This rambling roundabout fucking article, I don't get it. It goes on to say, then Adele refused the invitation to dinner from Kim Kardashian. Oh, who wouldn't? That slut, famous for being famous. Congratulations, United States. The recovery of one of its tubes by the lovely Demi Lovato should please him. I don't know if they're trolling me or if this just doesn't compute. Hello, Gabrielle, and hello, Spencer. I see ya. So does there's a guy at work that loves Adele. Loves Adele's music. And every time I trash Adele, he kind of gets his ass hurt a little bit about it. I find Adele to be, and I know I'm being shallow, she's not very aesthetically pleasing. It's bad enough I got to listen to the the constant repetition of that one fucking song she's got on the radio in the office at work because, that guy likes Adele and that sort of music. But, okay, you could sing. Awesome. Could you try to look good doing it? Who was the chick that was on the Susan Boyle, whatever show she was on? And could sing, but looked like they stopped off at the retirement home and picked her up. I don't know. If you're pleasing to the ear, maybe you should kind of also be pleasing to the eye. Hello, Darcy. Hello, Joanne. Joanne in Austin, surrounded by hipsters. How's that make you feel? Somebody said that Austin was the hipster capital of the United States. Oh, Mike Spooner. What's the best computer to have when you're rolling in the deep? Adele. Very funny. Okay, so Alex says Britain's Got Talent. Was that the show that she was on? I guess. I'm going to have to dig a little deeper into this website and see what the fuck, who the 4-year-old is that they have writing these articles. Lots of man buns in Austin, I believe it. Jason in Seattle. Oh, yes, Seattle. The birthplace of the music that I came up on. Do you guys like 90s grunge music? Soundgarden, Temple of Dog, Pearl Jam, etc., etc.? No? Yes? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, shit. Thank you, Raptor Mom. Also in the show tonight, we're going to play Are You Smarter Than a Mini Raptor and Raptor 6. If I could roust Raptor 6 and get him on the show with me, this for your opportunity to try to win a prize. And I got to reiterate to everybody in the history of this contest, nobody has ever blown out the WTF Nation Radio side of the house, that being Raptor 6 and the Mini Raptor. So, take a shot. If you think you want a sticker, you think you can answer both of these questions for a complete shutout, more power to you. Will there be any crying? What on the during the game? Maybe. Depends on what happens. So if you guys frequently listen to the show, you may know that we have a listener named Nancy. Hi, Raptor Mom.
Hey, yo.
So Nancy went past the Casa de Red Leg with Pete to go pick up a vehicle and drive back to where she's stationed. And she'd been messaging me and saying that she wanted to meet, so we did. We had drinks at the Flying Saucer downtown Memphis on Saturday night. Nancy's very sweet. Pete's a good dude. I enjoyed that. So anybody ever passes through my neck of the woods and decides that they want to meet up and have drinks, I'm down. Always looking for an opportunity to get out of here and go meet some interesting people. Nancy was interesting. Not I didn't feel as threatened as I thought I would by her presence. At one point, she was kind of approaching stalker status. I keyed. Raptor Mom, what's going on?
Just busy. Not much, but busy.
Not much, but busy?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Jerry Lynn says, seriously, Adele aside, how does a soldier fake documents to convince the IRS, head in a combat zone to get a tax break? I'm kind of confused by the question, Jerry. Call the show, and we'll talk about it. 415-889-8367. Give me a call. That's probably a little more information than you can type and for me to read. Alcohol is weak? Okay, alcohol is weak. I like it. The doctor says that I should stop drinking.
Yeah, fuck your doctor.
I haven't stopped drinking. I feel better. I went to the VA whenever I went last week because I'd been having some abdominal pain and all the symptoms pointed towards ulcer. In fact, that's what the doctor diagnosed with the minimal amount of testing that they did, and said, take this Prilosec and see if you feel better. Well, I mean, I have to confess, I have not been taking the Prilosec, but I do feel better. I guess it was just a passing thing, but it lasted for a few days and kind of freaked me out. But it's not. I'm good. I guess I poured enough alcohol on it to kill it, whatever it was.
Good.
Yeah. Alan says, "Remember those BDU days?" Yeah, I do. That's all I ever wore when I was in the Army. Wore BDUs when I went in, and was wearing BDUs when I got out. Yes. So I'm waiting on this phone call. Phone call from anybody. 415-88-WTF-NR. 415-889-8367. Just so you know, former Governor Gary Johnson's actually watching your feed right now. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, what's going on, bro? Let me close this stupid Adele article and move forward. North Korea. I guess North Korea loves to live dangerously. And hey, Dolly, hi. North Korea loves to live dangerously, and why do they taunt us? Even if their intention, or even if they're not directly taunting us and naming us, they're doing things that could be deemed inflammatory. Like this article. The North Korean Army delegation is going to attend the Russian Military Expo. I know what you're thinking. So what? Well, yeah. But why would they be going? The article reads that the DPRK, that's the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. I love that they call themselves the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. That's what North Korea officially calls themselves, because it's so democratic.
It's like an oxymoron.
The DPRK personnel are going to join 50 other military delegations in Moscow for an expo, conferences, and a roundtable. They're going to talk to Putin, and from what I can gather, their purpose is to check out military technology. Representatives of the North Korean government will attend Russia's upcoming International Military Technical Forum from September 6th to 11th. Russian embassy to the DPRK and North Korean media announced over the weekend. The delegation is led by Vice Chief of the Ministry of the People's Armed Forces. Everything's about the people in North Korea. Oh, except taking care of the people. This dude's name is Colonel General Yun Tong-hyun. And he left North Korea on Saturday. He was actually invited, according to this news source, by the Russian Ministry of Defense to participate in the activities. So, coming soon to a North Korea near you, Russian military hardware and tactics. Oh boy, when is it ever? Is it okay? Straw poll in the chat. Is it ever going to pop off in North Korea, or do they talk a big game, and are they afraid of the United States? Raptor Mom?
I think they just talk a big game.
Do they have the capability to fight a protracted war against South Korea and the United States?
No.
And what is it in your opinion that
happened?
What is it in your opinion that prohibits them from doing so?
I think for them, like the way the government or their leader, I mean, with it being a big show, that they put all their effort into the big show, and they really don't have a strategic plan. Honestly, it doesn't seem like it. They just, I don't know. They just throw this, like, every so often. They just, throw a big shit fit like a toddler, and then poof, they're done with their shit fit, and that's all you hear from them. But like, I think I don't remember what show it was. We were talking about North Korea, and one of these days they're going to fuck up and like hit one of our, something in South Korea, and it's just going to, ignite, an issue. Now
I see the comment here that says they have the numbers and resources. Okay, numbers and resources are one thing, but the ability, the level of training of the numbers, that would be the men,
mm-hmm.
and the resources, which I guess would be the material. You got to think about quality versus quantity. I mean,
yes.
You can throw a number of soldiers and equipment into battle, but if the equipment is shit and the soldiers' training is also shit, How effective are they going to be? And then I saw a comment that said that, well, but China's got their back. I don't know that that's true any longer. I think China's getting sick of their shit. China's wanting, emerging as a world power, as a first world country, so to speak. And I think they're tired of fucking. I think they're sick of North Korea. I think everybody's kind of getting sick of North Korea.
Well, I mean, if you look at, with China, every time North Korea does some sort of shit, like China's stuck in the middle. It's like they're I want to say step parent, but like, hey, your kid's fucking up, China, come on, and they're just like, now they're just tired of that kid fucking up all the time, so they're done.
I know, James, that they have a lot of stuff that can hit Seoul. I get that. But Seoul is in the northern portion of South Korea. There's a lot more to South Korea than Seoul in areas north of there. But like you said, a long-term war, no. And yes, and all their equipment's out of date. It's garbage. So I think maybe that little Kim up there, Kim Jong-un, has enough sense to realize that he cannot sustain a protracted war, especially against the technologically and more superiorly trained Republic of Korea and United States forces. And he's just shooting his mouth off, but he ain't about shit. Let me answer the phones here. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air. Hello, caller.
Hello. Hey, Stefan, what's up?
Hey, Stefan, what's going on, man?
Hey, I was listening to the chat about the whole Korea thing. I don't know where I'm at in the lag. So where are we at right now?
Korea sucks. Their equipment sucks. Their training sucks, and I don't think that they are prepared to fight a long term to sustain a long term operation.
So that you're absolutely right. So North Korea does not have the ability to sustain a long-term operation. So what would happen if there ever were to be a war between us and South Korea against the North? China, in my opinion, would kind of like step back and be like, well, we have a lot of investment in the United States, so why would we want to fuck up these diplomatic relationships? And they would probably let the North like do their own thing, which they're not going to be able to sustain. And I think in China's interest, wouldn't it make sense for them to like let us just whip North Korea's ass, and then in China's eyes, like, oh, fuck those guys, we're gonna fucking roll them over, and then that's it, it's done.
I kind of alluded to that in saying that I think China is just sick of North Korea, and that they're considered to be allies is just kind of a legacy thing at this point. I don't think China seriously considers themselves to be an ally of North Korea, and if North Korea actually considers China at this point to be a backer of that nation, I think that they're just delusional.
They are. I mean, if you were China, so put yourself in China's shoes, and you're sitting there, and you've got this neighbor who's just fucking delusional and is doing all this random ass shit, and you're like, well, that's not helping us out. I mean, I'm not Chinese, but I'm just saying, if you were China, you're looking at North Korea, and you're like, well, why the fuck are we even friends with these idiots? Because they're making all these random ass stupid statements, and they're threatening people who we're trying to make money off of. Because China is making a shit ton of money off the United States, as well as the rest of the world.
Of course.
So why would China even like back them for like you said, a sustainment? So so sustainment. So we're gonna have a war that's gonna go on for a long period of time, but North Korea can barely even feed their own leaders. Not to mention their people who are slaves.
There are some very interesting documentary films about North Korea. Some that were, after their production, were not very well received by North Korea because they're extremely unflattering, in that it exposes what really goes on in North Korea for the average person, and just how how
Well,
backwards
we
they
can't-
are.
We can't talk about on this level about what's going on in North Korea, but what you see going on is very lightened to the slavery level. I mean, I that's the only word I can use is slavery. I mean, I know in the United States we have a lot of stuff going on about, there's, different races and whatnot. It's complete.
You're breaking up, dude.
All right.
I don't know
Am
if you
I
were
sat phone-
your
headphones breaking up, so-
sat phone. No, I talked about this in a recent show that the North Korean people, your average citizen, they are so blind to how the rest of the world is because they've been fed all this propaganda by the North Korean government, the dictatorship. And it's interesting to me, like I said earlier, that they refer to themselves as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's not even.
Yeah, it's a whole fucking bluff. Have you seen those guys that are flying like USB drives into North Korea on drones, and they're using like helium balloons to get like USB drives like random ass movies into North Korea?
Yeah, and it's slowly, inexorably, the North Korean people are waking up to and learning that the rest of the world is nothing like the state-run media portrays it to be. There's a generation of youngsters, of teenagers who are willing to risk whatever punishment may be handed down to them by the government in order to see some Western entertainment and read Western news and learn about what goes on in the rest of the world. I'm not saying that the West is the rest of the world, but they're,
So what do you think of, like, what would happen if, like, say, like, we brought down the wall, like, 1991, and, like, East Germany was able to, like, just come run, East Germany did run into, the West Side, and they're like, oh my God, there's candies.
Yeah. Right. I think there would be an exponentially more shocking. It would be a severe culture shock if
definitely, yeah.
If the North Korean people were allowed access to what the rest of the world has, or if they were allowed to leave the country and go elsewhere. And I said in a previous discussion about this, some people would be in such a state of disbelief that they wouldn't leave. They wouldn't want things to change because the change would be so drastic and shocking. And you think about the people, the officials from North Korea who defect to South Korea. They're defecting because they finally figured out what's going on in the rest of the world and how much better things are outside of North Korea. When you live under that totalitarian regime, that's 3 generations of Kim, and you learn about how things are elsewhere, you kind of want to get the fuck out.
So we can like kind of draw a parallel between. I'm going to try to like go out on a tangent here. So we can draw a parallel between East and West Germany, 1991, and the 2 Koreas that we have right now. So when the Russians decided to like, oh, whatever, fuck it, we're out, and they like pulled out of pretty much most of East Europe, you had two Germanys that decided, whatever, we're going to get together. So if China like finally pulled support from North Korea, what would happen to the dictatorship, the leaders? I mean, they're going to hold on to their shit, and they're going to fucking kill everybody. Because in East Germany, as soon as the Russians pulled out, we had the Stasi. We had a huge regime of German that who were actually sent to jail after that. They were they were not Nazis. They were communists. So like if that was to happen in Korea, you have this entire corrupt group of people who are running the country who are now going to be faced with well, am I in charge or am I not in charge, or what am I going to do, and am I going to go to China? I mean, it would be really fucked up.
I think that number one, the people of North Korea, those who are not brainwashed to the point of believing all of the propaganda that's pushed down by the government are too afraid of the government to make a move at this point. I don't know that, like I said, I think China's support of North Korea is just kind of a token gesture at this point. Were they to officially withdraw it, I don't know how the North Korean people would react. I don't know if they're aware that China is an ally. That the average, let's just say the average run-of-the-mill person, family in North Korea, I don't even know if they're aware of any kind of diplomacy between their government and any other, unless the North Korean media, state-run media outlets are pushing anything down to them. Otherwise, all they see is dear leader, and he comes out and waves and kisses babies, and the people toil to keep him fat. And again, it's hilarious to me that they refer to themselves as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It's a socialist dictatorship. There's nothing democratic about it.
There's no democratic at all. There's no voting, no nothing. It's if you don't like what we're doing, we're going to take you and we're going to shoot with an AA cannon.
Mark says the folks of North Korea can only make a move with the firearms, none for them. That's right. So how are they? And that's something else I was going to kind of talk about. How would they mount a revolt? How would they mount a rebellion against the government? They don't have the means to do that. And would a nation or group of nations be willing to arm and train the people of North Korea to facilitate a rebellion in their country? Because look at how well that's worked in the past.
Well, that's not going to work. Like you look at Cuba, and
exactly.
We had the Bay of Pigs, and that just kind of fucking sitting around doing nothing.
So the only two possible outcomes then are a continuation of the status quo, or that any foreign support to North Korea completely disappears and the country just kind of crumbles under its own weight.
We've been trying that with all these sanctions and
trying
shit.
To starve them out.
Intercepting, but it's like we're not like 100% stopping anything. It's like we're still giving this and that.
Elsie Bradley says the South would move their forces up. We need to remember there are still related families in both countries. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you guys remember this. A lot of the stuff that you see in the headlines regarding North Korea revolves around Lil Kim and him shooting missiles into the fucking ocean. Which, I don't know if you guys remember this or not. There was a joint like industrial and manufacturing area where South Korea and North Korea both had interests in neutral territory, so to speak, and I think it was actually physically located.
The Kaesong province or whatever the fuck they had.
I think it was actually physically located in North Korea, yes. But
yeah, all
of a sudden, boom, no more. We're not playing together anymore, and all of the South Koreans had to get the hell out of there in a hurry, and it's done. So every time steps towards relations between these two countries are made, one step forward, two steps back. And the tension is evident. Anybody, yeah, it's Kaesong. Thank you, guys. Anybody ever gets an opportunity to go up to the JSA, I encourage you to do it. It is so fucking strange. It's one of the weirdest places you'll ever go to. It's evident that these two countries cannot stand one another, and they're highly suspicious of one another. And it's almost comical, the shit that goes on up there. It's kind of turned into a tourist destination, and they do guided tours up there at the joint security area. But you got armed patrols constantly walking the fences there at the DMZ. Something's going to have to give eventually. What's going to happen? Who knows? Will North Korea finally completely lose its mind and make a move on South Korea? Maybe. More than likely, though, Lil Kim or his successor or somebody another few generations down the line will just eventually run the thing into the ground. Because he can't. I mean,
I think that's what's going to happen. Is like you're saying, like running into the ground, like they're just going to fucking like run out of food. But if we have these sanctions against them, but we keep allowing like a little bit here, a little bit there, what's the fuck's the point of a sanction if you don't like fuck do it 100%?
Well, because the people of North Korea are the ones that's got it so bad. So everybody feels bad for them. So,
well, they do have it bad, right?
They do.
So say we're putting the clamp down on them, and we're saying, hey, we're gonna like not do this. But all it's doing is making them suffer longer, as opposed to if we were to put the clamp down 100% and then be like, whatever, fuck it, and then you guys aren't getting shit anymore. It's either are you going to drag it out or you do want it now. It's like, what's the point of the clamp of the sanctions? You got to do it now.
For a minute there, I thought you were going to talk about an invasion of North Korea.
No, I'm not saying an invasion. I'm saying, so we're doing sanctions. So here's what I hate is that when we go like, oh, we're going to like do like a sanctions for we're going to cut off this, we're going to cut off that, but we're going to approve this and approve that. Fuck that shit. Do 100%.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about hypotheticals here, and I want everybody's opinion on this. Okay, probability of success for an invasion and occupation of North Korea, and an estimate on casualties.
With Chinese backing or not?
Ooh, that's a good question. Again, I don't think China's going to do shit for North Korea, because what does North Korea have to offer China? Let me answer this other phone call. You don't mind having another caller on, do you? Turn your radio down for me, caller, and let's do this.
This is Tom. I'm here to talk on the talk show.
Good, because we're talking. Tom?
Right,
did you say Tom or
good,
Todd?
yes.
Okay, Tom.
Tom.
All right, Tom.
Hey, what's up, Tom and Stefan?
Tom and Stefan.
Hey. Nice to see you. I just wanted to chime in about North Korea.
Okay.
I just wanted to say I think that the status quo isn't going to change because no players want to see the regime collapse. It would be an absolute economic disaster for South Korea. The costs of integrating North Korea, economically, politically, in terms of infrastructure, it's enormous. And then you have to consider also the flow of refugees into China, and the Chinese government certainly doesn't want to see that. They have in the past moved forces to the border with North Korea in order to cope and mitigate that sort of disaster.
Okay, the question that I was posing, probably right as you were trying to call in the show, I may not have heard it, was, hypotheticals. Let's talk about an invasion, a full-on invasion of North Korea with the goal of taking down the government and either reuniting the North and South or installing a government of our choosing. What are okay? Let's talk about time frame. How long would it take? The probability of success and the amount of casualties. And the question. I thought the question was pretty easy until Stefan threw in, well, is China backing them or not? And I'm going to say no. China's going to keep their hands out of it.
So there where we would call China and be like, hey, China, what's going on? And we definitely have diplomatic relations with China and let them know what's going on. And then if we were to invade, so what are we looking at invading? So we've got some Marines, we've got some boats offshore. We're probably taking 25th ID out of Hawaii, maybe out of Alaska, and you're looking at JBLM. So you're looking at a couple groups jumping in. The big threat would be what Korea could throw at us. And right now they're looking at nukes, but I don't think so. I think the biggest threat would probably be cruise missiles or something. If we were to drop 25th ID like straight down, like we'd probably be pretty good because we already have Eighth Army's already in Korea, so we could probably roll across the border and be like, fuck you guys, we're out.
But you got to think, man, this is gonna be drawn out. This is going to take a while.
It's not going to take a while because they don't have any resources. Have you looked at the satellite photos? Have you looked at the map of their country? There's fucking nothing there. It's fucking dry. It's like a desert. I mean, it's worse than a desert because, like, there's nothing. North Korea is there's shit there. I mean, once you get across the border, you're fucking.
So, do you think that the North Korean government's going to be able to rally its common folk into?
Well, so think
about Nazi Germany at the end of World War II, where you had, old men and boys with pitchforks.
Yeah. So here's the other tangent I'm going to take you off on. Do you know much about the history of Taiwan?
No, I do, but I don't. It's amazing the number of people that think Taiwan's just a Chinese island.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're off of China. Go on your internet and look up the White Terror or whatever the fuck it is. I'll send it to you on the link. But anyway, so in Taiwan, they were supposedly they're not communists, but they were democrats. But they had intellectuals, people who had free thought. People who were like university professors and whatnot. They locked all those motherfuckers up because they wanted to control the minds of the people. So, like, getting back to your point, what would happen if we invaded? How would we control? Do we want to control the country, or do we want to just like roll in there and we want to like impose American democratics? Is that what we want to do?
Because
we tried that in Iraq. It didn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. You have to have a culture that's receptive to that.
Exactly. If that's not what the people want, but it's hard to get a people who have been so indoctrinated into a certain mindset of how a government is supposed to run and how a country is supposed to run, and the overall feeling as a people as to where the country is. How long does it? I mean, we can't. I get what you're saying. We can't just go in and install a government modeled on the American model of a pseudo democracy. Because I mean, let's be realistic about it. The United States isn't a democracy either. It's a republic.
It's not, no.
Because at the end of the day, your vote doesn't mean shit. Joseph says, "Feed them," and doctrine goes out the window. So Joseph's talking about a hearts and minds campaign. I see where he's coming from. Yeah, it's a hearts and minds campaign. So, but does that just pacify them for a while, or does that change their mind about things?
I don't think it's going to change their minds.
I don't think it's going to change their minds either. It depends on the internal forces of the country, right? You can feed them and you can offer them all these opportunities, but ideology is a very powerful force.
Well, yeah.
I mean, just look at the Islamic State.
Yes, the Islamic State. That term is such a misnomer. They're just a group of people who really have no claim to anything geographically. I mean, they do in their mind.
But it's just like an aberration.
But their MO is we want to consolidate not only this part. I mean, their end game is for the entire fucking planet to be under their control and to live day-to-day life under the auspices of their ideology. And
that's their end game. You're right on that one.
And it's, when you look at it from this side of the planet, it's fucking insanity. But they're so indoctrinated into this ideology that they think that we're all crazy.
But in a sense, we are crazy because we say that we're fighting to end war, but in their ideology, war is constant. Therefore, war is the norm. So what they're doing is normal. It's not like us. We're like, oh my God, there's a shooting. What the fuck? Why did this happen? For them, conflict is constant.
Yeah, and that's the way. That's the way they live day to day. So that's the norm. That's the norm for them.
But maybe we're not accepting the fact that that is the norm. I mean, I'm not of their belief, but in the history of the world, conflict is the norm. So maybe they are right on that sense.
I think. I think it all depends on the subjectiveness, like who's looking at it and from what angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not. I mean, who at the end of the day, who determines what's right and who's right? It's all subjective. I think
Exactly.
the Islamic State. I think they are nothing more than a bunch of terrorists who wish to exert their will over everybody else, and they are a scourge that needs to be eradicated. And
So
now,
can I give you my opinion on that?
now I'm probably at the top of their fucking hit list, but whatever. Bring it, motherfuckers. Yes, please go ahead.
So here's my opinion. I don't even like. Yeah, okay, we can call them terrorists. Give them that credit. They're like somewhere around mafia, like mafia-ish level, in my opinion. Like the way that they run their shit, and if you look at the organization of what they do, it's pretty well an organized crime gang.
That's an interesting
that's
way
how
to
they
look
get a lot
at
of
it.
their revenue.
But
I mean,
yeah,
they get a lot of their revenue through oil smuggling, cigarette smuggling, weapon smuggling, human trafficking. So yeah, in that sense, like the criminal aspect is important to their overall operation.
let me ask you guys a question. Okay, at the highest levels of ISIS, do you honestly believe that at the highest levels they actually buy into the extreme religious ideology, or are they just lunatics who want to be in control of something?
There's this prominent theory that's been floating around that a lot of the high-ranking members of ISIS are made up of these former Baathists that kind of want to reclaim that Sunni glory of Iraq and aren't really very happy with how the Shiites have been running things. Because after the United States left in 2011, I mean, it really started going downhill. The Shiite government in Baghdad began kind of disenfranchising the Sunnis. They took them out of prominent military positions. They didn't integrate them into the national army, and that sort of fomented a lot of resentment among the tribes.
It's interesting to me that you can that you could build a movement of this magnitude based on nothing more than the opinion that what we believe is right and everybody else is wrong. That would be the equivalent in my mind of everybody saying, okay, the way we do things in the Army is the right way, and the Navy and the Marine Corps and the Air Force is wrong, and we are going to, with the threat of violence, have them convert to our way of doing things, or we're going to kill them until there is nobody left that does things any other way but ours.
Well, see, there's the thing with the Middle East, and especially in Iraq, is you have gullibility, and I mean, gullibility is a very good term to describe a lot of people there. Gullible. So you have the Sunnis and you have the Shiites, right? So we have a division between the two.
Yep.
And then you could say anything to any one of them, and they would believe you, regardless of the side. So then all of a sudden, we jump in 03, and we're like, all right, we're fucking taking over this place. And then all of a sudden, like, we're like, yeah, we're fuck it, we're gonna like sit here. And then the two sides were then pulled by their own leaders, not us, because we were in their country. They had leaders within their own groups that stepped up and said, hey, I'm in charge of this shit. I'm running this stuff. So you had Sunnis and Shiites all of a sudden were being gullible on both sides, and then they were organized because the Shiites were running, the Sunnis were running shit, and they were the majority, and then we fucking just toppled their entire system, and then we jump in and we're like, hey, y'all need to be like America. Y'all need to have a Congress and all this shit. And they're like, well, who's in charge? And we're like, oh, we're not going to let you know who's in charge until you guys pick who's in charge. We're going to let you. So we walk in there, we're like, y'all are used to being fucking told what to do, and then all of a sudden we're going to give you a choice, and you have no idea what the fuck. And then you get told by your own leaders, their leaders, who to pick. So the whole thing, the gullibleness of the entire country is fucking ridiculous.
Somebody in the Facebook live chat, Bradley, said when I was talking about eliminating people who don't subscribe to your your point of view. He said that I had just described the Crusades, but it goes, and I don't disagree with that. But it goes further than that. It's not just the Crusades. I mean, if you guys think about it, you look back through history, look at all the conflicts, all the violent conflicts that have been perpetrated by humankind, and you'll see that the common thread is you don't believe what I believe, and therefore either you're going to do things my way and allow me to control you, or I'm going to kill you. It's
like the Spanish Inquisition.
It's repeated throughout history over and over and over. And I guess if I could impart some wisdom on the listening audience, it would be open your fucking mind and stop seeing things. Stop going through the world with blinders on. And I guess probably more importantly would be some advice that I offered a while back. Mind your own fucking business and just take care of you and yours and stop worrying about what everybody else is. The world would be such a better place if you just mind your own business and take care of yourself and your family and stop worrying about what the next guy believes. Who cares what your neighbor believes? If your neighbor's not bothering you, let him do his thing. And that goes for the rest of the world. Absolute power also makes for war, greed. Yeah. I get it, Chris. They weren't taught that. And that's what you got two options. You can be educated by others, or you can educate yourself. Fucking free your mind from the constraints of what you've been taught to believe. I mean, if you're a religious person, fine. Believe what your religion teaches you. But don't intrude on other people because of something you believe in. Do you, man. And let the other guy make it. I guess. Unless he's a shitbag and is evil. And then fucking he's got to go.
Then that goes back to this kind of that question of moral subjectivity. How do we define evil? What's that point? Because to a Christian or to a Muslim, somebody that violates their religious codes could be defined as evil, and that justifies their crusades. It justifies their religiously motivated violence.
That's just it, man. You don't need some. Listen, what's evil and what's not should be common sense. That's all I'm saying. You got to expand your mind. I sound like a hippie. You could do some LSD and expand your mind, man. Whatever. Boy, this took a weird turn.
Like chopping somebody's head off and like that kind of shit. I mean, can we like?
All right, let's go ahead and say that cutting somebody's head off because they don't believe what you believe is most definitely evil, and the people that are perpetrating those atrocities don't deserve to live on this planet.
So that's where I'm coming back to the whole idea about and we can take this back to Korea. So I'm saying they're more mafia, like organized crime level, and taking advantage. They're definitely taking advantage of our religion, and then using it just like the Nazis did with Christianity, and then taking that religion and using that as a way to, I don't know what the fucking word is right now. Sorry.
Using it as a way to control the populace. That's what they're doing.
You go, yeah. They're using the religion to control the populace. I'm sorry, I was kind of had a brain fart there.
Hey, Johnny, what's going on? Johnny says hi. Johnny, do shots. Listen, again, when you allow somebody to get into a position of power where they can exert their control over a military or a group of people that has the ability to cause fear among the others in the country in the name of whatever cause or ideology they have in their head, that's when you become an evil person. Adolf Hitler, evil. One of the most evil people ever on the planet. He was a genius. He was a mastermind. He managed to dupe an entire nation into believing that they were somehow, that a certain race was somehow superior to other human beings. but he was a psychopath. You know what? No one
We have the
human
same
is
thing.
better than another.
We have the same thing right now within the U.S. military with toxic leaders. You know, you get like some fucking dickhead fucking E6 or some like, an 01 or an 02, fucking 03, and they fucking make everybody scared of them. And now you've got, a fucking douchebag fucking E7 that's fucking tearing everybody up because he's a piece of shit. It's the same fucking thing. Like,
On a smaller scale, but you're right. It's a smaller scale version of a dictatorship. That's a good analogy, man. To
And if he's a good E6, he gives a fuck about his soldiers and he goes and takes care of them. But if he's not, then he's gonna go fuck over his soldiers and take care of himself, and that's all he's gonna give a fuck about.
Yeah, well, it's a case of it's a case of who am I more concerned about, myself or my subordinates? Who am I more concerned about, myself or the citizens of my country? I like that somebody threw Hillary Clinton's name out there. She's somebody in the Facebook live chat threw Hillary's name out there. Listen, real quick before we go into the break, we got 8 minutes left, guys. Hillary is the epitome of do as I say, not as I do. I don't know what this Teflon shit she's wearing is that allows things to not stick to her. But I see the conspiracy theories about anybody who crosses Hillary ends up dead. So when you can...
Did you see the Gene Wilder meme?
Yes. When you can be investigated by the top law enforcement agency in the country for and be found in violation of the law that prohibits the transmission of classified information over unsecured infrastructure sources, technology, hardware, whatever, insert word here. And I don't know if she's got the FBI scared of them or if she's got somebody in her pocket with a promise of a cabinet position or what. But when the FBI says, well, yeah, you were in violation of these laws, but you didn't mean to, and then they don't proffer charge. What the fuck, dude? Really? If that had been you or me, we'd be cellmates with fucking Bradley Manning right now. I guess.
All right, so check this out. Here's a sergeant talking. So, why are cabinet positions appointed? Why can't they be elected?
And the standard answer would be, that's how we've always done it.
Yeah, that's a pretty
right. I mean, that's what they'll tell you. But until the people of this country press for a change, it's never going to change. But who do you talk to about changing that kind of stuff? Your legislators. And who do they worry about the most? Themselves. So once again, now we fall back to a case of the haves and the have-nots. Yeah, she's the epitome of a corrupt fucking... Oh, my God, dude. Her, as comical and unbelievable as the race for the presidency of the United States is, with Trump, who's a loose cannon, for lack of a better term, that dude's a psycho, man. Isn't he crazy?
Yeah,
but who would you rather?
Some of his policies are just utterly ridiculous.
But who would you rather have running this country at this point? Hillary or Trump? Or Johnson?
Red, as an American who, I fucking go all over the world, dude, it's fucking, ridiculous, listening to people, asking me, who are you going to vote for? And I'm
Stephen, in
the same situation where I'm who the fuck am I going to... I'm I don't fucking know.
Stephen, I know you get around a lot. You travel the world extensively.
Yeah.
Do people in other countries look at us and laugh because of our two candidates?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's fucking we're the strongest, biggest, most powerful country in the world. Yet our fucking electoral system is a fucking circus.
It is.
And it's like it's not like they're laughing and pointing at us like ha 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 ha, because like I go for Christmas parties and watch midgets run around and punch them in the face, but they're like laughing and looking at us like kind of concerned, like what the fuck are you guys doing?
What's more entertaining, midgets running around punching each other in the face, or the current race for the presidency of the United States of America?
The midgets, dude.
The midgets are funnier?
Race for the,
Yeah, the midgets
oh, hell yeah.
It's insane to me, man.
This whole thing that's going on right now in the U.S. is totally fucked up.
I keep saying...
It doesn't make any sense. Like,
I keep saying that I kind of feel like that one morning I'm going to wake up and turn on the news, and the news is going to go, you know what? We've been fucking with you for the past however long. It's not actually Trump and Hillary Clinton that are running for the president. Here are the actual candidates. It almost feels surreal that these are the two people. I mean, let's be realistic. Gary Johnson doesn't stand a chance. Oh, Johnny's offended. They're called little people. Sorry, Johnny, about invading your safe space with our politically incorrect term of midgets. PC, bro.
So check this out. When what year was it? Was it 04? Was there an election 04? I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was 04. I was in Germany, and me and like 4 or 5 guys like whatever, fuck it, we're gonna write the most senior specialist in the unit. We're gonna write his name into it. I think it was between Obama and
there was
another guy
in the unit.
And so we all wrote in, and I was like 5 or 6 of us. We like voted in that name. Like, oh yeah, so we're voting in the most senior specialist in the unit. So we all sent out those. We were in Germany, so we were fuck it's right in election. We don't give a fuck anymore.
He got 0.00000001% of the vote that year. Good for him.
Yeah, but at least but at least our unit had an electoral candidate.
Hey guys, I've seen people threaten to write me in. Don't write me in. Cast your vote for whomever is actually in the running. Number one, I don't want to be president. Number two, even though your vote doesn't matter, your vote matters. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. Stefan and Tom, thanks for the call. Thanks for the back and forth. There'll be more. This is just the first hour of the show wrapping up. We got 2 more hours to go.
Yeah, dude, it's 9 o'clock. I'll call back in later. Let me give you guys a little bit, and we'll talk and be around.
Yeah, go get some shots.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Definitely.
Thanks for calling in, guys.
Thanks for having me on.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later, Tom.
Later.
All right, later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll play Are You Smarter Than a Mini Raptor and Raptor 6 for your chance to win a sticker from WTF Nation Radio. You want to see what they look like? Head over to WTFNationRadio.com. Go to the shop, and there are the sticker designs for you to look at. We're going to take a break. I'm going to show you a video, and then we'll be back right here with more of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio. Raptor Bomb, you have to say shots. You're the only one left on the call.
Shots.
Hello, I'm Redleg. In the 18 months since WTF Nation Radio first went on the air, we've grown far quicker than I'd ever anticipated. In fact, we've outgrown our current staff's capabilities, and some of them have threatened to quit if I don't get them some help. No, dude. No, okay, listen. Okay, no, I'll get you some help. Just don't quit. Hello? I've been told that we need help in the social media department. We have a social media department? In order to continue to grow as a radio station. That's not that I don't know how to do it. I just don't have time. FAACDB Twitter? What the f? You see, my duties as station manager require me to dedicate my time elsewhere. No, I don't want to upgrade to triple play. I just want my internet to work. I need to speak to your supervisor. What's your name? Keith? Keith? You can barely speak English. Keith? What the f? I've also been told that we need to expand our audio production capabilities. Again, it's not that I don't know how to do audio production. I just don't have time. If you're interested in joining the WTF Nation Radio team, head over to WTFNationRadio.com, click on Contact Us, and then click on Join Our Team. We're looking forward to working with you. Thank you for your interest in WTF Nation Radio.
Ordnance Brigade.
Yes, this is Sergeant Major P.O. Moss. I'm with the 775th Dependa Brigade. I'm here on the phone with my commander. Sir, do you want to go ahead and let him know what we're trying to do here?
Yeah, we're trying to get some single soldiers to come to our annual BAH inflation ball.
BAH? Sir?
Yes. I don't think I stuttered.
Okay, BAH replacement ball, sir?
Inflation. It happens every year, and we have a ball.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get soldiers to come out and participate in this. Soldiers and their husbands or wives. I mean, I'm going to be there. My husband's going to be there. You know, he works so damn hard, and he can't fucking get promoted. The least you could do is you provide some soldiers to come support us at this event, the BAH Inflation Ball.
Okay, yeah, that's not a problem, Sergeant Major. Can I get like more information, like the location, the time, things like that, Sergeant Major?
We're gonna do it at division headquarters. We basically need the entire building cleared out. Right now.
What do you mean right now?
Right now. You asked for the time, I gave you the time. Right now. Sir, is it...
Okay.
Can you help me out here?
Yes, right now. We're actually on the way there right now. ETA about 22 minutes.
All right, now, is this like a joke?
This is not a joke. As I said before, this is Staff Sergeant Major P.O. Moss, and I'm here with my commander.
Hold on. There's no such thing as Staff Sergeant Major. So now.
Okay.
Hold your tongue.
What's that?
Let me speak with your supervisor right now.
No, you're not going to speak with my supervisor. I'm Sergeant First Class. You can speak to me. I'm the supervisor here on the staff duty. So what is the Staff Sergeant Major? There's no Staff Sergeant Major. Is this a joke? Or are you guys trying to play a prank or something like this? Because if you're trying to play a prank,
if you're Sergeant First Class, you should know damn well what a Staff Sergeant Major is. Okay? So I don't have time to sit here and play games all night. Are you going to clear out division headquarters for us or not?
No, I'm not clearing out division headquarters. Who clears out division headquarters at nighttime?
For the BAH inflation ball? Are we just going round and round here or what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard no BAH inflation ball or nothing like that. So I really don't know who you're talking about right now. There's no way that the ordnance side is going to
give it fucking
there's no division
first class to anyone nowadays, huh, sir?
What'd you say?
I said they will just give Sergeant First Class to anyone these days. Huh, sir? I was talking to my commander, not you. Hold on a minute.
What the fuck?
Excuse me?
Who do you think you're talking to?
Excuse me?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you're talking to a Staff Sergeant Major.
I don't want to hear this crap. Look, if you guys are playing around and think this is a joke, you guys are playing at the wrong time.
Staff Sergeant Major P.O. Moss. Write it down. Remember it.
What's up, guys? This is Matt Best, and you're listening to WTF Nation Radio. So listen the fuck in.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. Call the show now at 415-889-8367.
Hi, guys. We're back, and let's get the second hour kicked off. Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio. Hello, my name is Redleg, and I'm your host, and Raptor 6 is here. I think he's been bored all weekend.
Yeah, I just did a lot of drinking.
Sounds like a weekend well spent to me.
It was. I did nothing and drank.
I guess the mini Raptor's here somewhere.
Yeah, she's... Shit.
She's playing with that stupid turtle.
Oh, that's right. She has turtles.
Yes.
Or is it just one?
Oh, there's two. And apparently one's male and one's female.
And what are their names?
Oh, hold on. Tell Redleg the names of your turtles.
The male is Derpy, and the female is Derpette.
Oh, where'd you come up with those names?
From the derpiness of stuff.
That's very interesting.
Derp.
Derp and Derpette.
Derpy and Derpette.
Oh, Derpy and
Derpette. I want to just take their shells apart.
and see what's inside?
Yeah.
No.
There's a okay, everybody, we're gonna play Are You Smarter Than a Mini Raptor and Raptor 6 for your chance to win a sticker from WTF Nation Radio. So what I need, 2 contestants on the phone, 415-889-8367. 415-88-WTFNR. Give us a call if you want to play for your chance to win a free thing.
Nah, they're not going to win.
There's a there's a turtle that evidently lives in my backyard. It's a big ass turtle of some sort. Garbage Dog is infatuated with this fucking turtle. And every time I let her out of the house, she searches the entire backyard for this turtle. And it's out there probably 20% of the time when we go out. But I kind of wish it would fuck off because I don't like turtles.
How dare you?
I don't like them either. They're vile little creatures.
Aren't they, though? WTF Nation Radio, who's this?
Army Vet Wife.
Army Vet Wife's going to try. And I need one more contestant for Are You Smarter Than a Mini Raptor and Raptor 6. 415-889-8367 is the number. Everybody in the Facebook live chat says they're too drunk to participate.
They probably have
Oh,
better
know what
chance
breed
of
we
winning.
got? Oh, wait, of course you don't.
Come on, somebody else. Let's hold the whole show up waiting on somebody to call in and play this.
Somebody calling
All right, here we
now.
go. Here's somebody else. WTF Nation Radio, who's this?
Cool.
Yeah, that's Kilo.
Kilo.
What's up?
Oh, my God.
I know.
Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. I'll run the rules down for you briefly.
All right.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a category, and then in that category, I'll read you a series of clues. When you think you know the answer, you just call it out. First person to get it wins. There's going to be 2 of them. And again, I'll remind everybody there has been no shutout yet. Nobody has ever gotten, no caller contestant has ever gotten both of these. Raptor 6 and Mini Raptor have always managed to pull through and prevent the shutout.
Yeah, our listeners are pretty stupid.
That works to our advantage. I chalk it up to them being nervous a lot of times. Who's got the radio going in the background? Hello. Turn your radio down. Raptor 6, can you take care of this for me, please?
Turn your fucking radio down, or IP man.
All right, let's get this going. First category is What Am I? Here are the clues. I am a know-it-all.
Raptor 6.
Einstein.
I come in many shapes and sizes.
Raptor Mom.
Computer.
Raptor 6 got it. It's a computer.
Idiots.
No shutout tonight. All right, listen. There are people who have accused this of being rigged. It's not rigged. Raptor 6 doesn't. We were talking off the air about this. He has no idea what these answers are.
I know what he's doing. He's looking it up on Yahoo.
He's looking it up on Yahoo?
Right now.
Maybe
I'm watching
Google.
this Florida State game.
So if you go to Google, if you go to Google and you type in "I am a know-it-all and I come in many shapes and sizes," what pops up? And I don't think Raptor 6 can type that fast. A Dependa?
What's a Dependa? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Hold on, I'm digging a beer out of my cooler. What's a Dependa? Raptor Mom, you got to educate that kid a little better.
Oh, she's pretty educated.
All right, here we go. Raptor 6 is going to get this one. I have a feeling he's going to get this one. We'll see.
Fuck yeah.
This this category is Where Am I? What the hell was that? Everybody okay over there, Raptor Mom?
It's just Minnie. She was choking.
That's not good. All right. Here are the clues. I am a U.S. city.
New York.
Baltimore.
I was named after an old Egyptian capital.
Cairo.
Red like the old person.
Chuck Berry wrote a song about me.
Fuck is Chuck Berry?
I am one of the distribution centers of the United States.
Washington, D.C.
Beale Street is located here.
L.A.
Nashville, Tennessee.
I am on the eastern bank of the Mississippi River.
I have no idea.
Tuscaloosa? I don't know. Fuck.
Biloxi.
Martin Luther King was assassinated here in 1968.
The answer. Can I get it with that?
Elvis's Graceland is here.
No, it's for him.
Memphis.
Okay, Army vet wife, I think, yelled it out.
I didn't hear her say Memphis.
I heard. What'd you say, Army vet wife?
Memphis, Tennessee.
That's exactly what I heard.
I just heard like incoherent.
I heard screaming. I said Memphis, but I heard screaming.
I heard Army vet wife.
That's
what I heard.
Type it in chat.
She type it in chat. I'm gonna give it to Army vet wife. I'm pretty sure she said it. And then it goes on to say, I think this is outdated. It says, I'm the biggest city in Tennessee.
No.
Yeah. Everything up to that point was right.
Wait, if Raptor 6 could be using Yahoo to look up the answers, he would have had
Mini
the
Raptor,
answer anyway.
nobody uses Yahoo.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Everybody uses Google.
That's right.
But if he was using Google, he would have the answer a long time ago.
He's looking up turtle soup recipes.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was looking at turtle soup recipes. So no blowout tonight, no shutout. Raptor 6 was quick on the trigger with computer, but I thought for sure, Raptor 6, you would get it when I said I was named after an old Egyptian capital. Memphis.
I didn't even know that. I learned something new today.
Oh, the more you know.
Holy shit.
Army vet wife, get in touch with Raptor Mom to get your sticker.
I don't like Elvis.
All right, sounds good.
Congratulations.
Shot tonight.
Thank you.
I still get a sticker.
No, you don't. You didn't do anything.
So?
Well, they do have
That's not how this works, Audrey.
We don't. Yeah, that's not how any of this works. Hey, Kilo, thanks for playing.
Hey, you guys have a spectacular evening.
All right, man.
I'm
Thank
in
you.
a room which is next to the room that I sleep in, and the room that I'm in right now has the stickers that I'm going to steal.
You keep your hands off of our stickers.
Shush.
Would you shush me? I have the
I
power to
just
shush you right now.
No.
Go to bed.
No.
Go take a shower.
Tomorrow's a school day. Go take a shower. You stink.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank you, Raptor 6, for preserving our virginity when it comes to the shutouts.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, thanks. And to all the haters who think that this thing is rigged, fuck off. I saw something that caught my eye earlier. The Army has created another office.
Nice.
The Rapid Capabilities Office. The Army's created a Rapid Capabilities Office to expedite critical technologies to the field in an effort to better counter urgent and emerging threats. What this means to me is the Army has created another office, in order to further impede the expedition of critical technologies to the field. Because as if it didn't take long enough to get technology pushed out to the field, now there's an office whose responsibility is to push these technologies out to the field, and to me it just adds another layer of bullshit. It says the new office will conduct rapid material development and delivery efforts to address immediate, near-term, and mid-term combatant commanders' needs. We'll focus on rapid prototyping and initial equipping of capabilities, beginning with the areas of cyber, electronic warfare, survivability, and positioning, navigation, and timing, as well as other priority projects that will enable soldiers to decisively operate and win in contested environments. Blabbity, blabbity, blabbity. It sounds good. It's probably going to be a disaster. Secretary of the Army Eric K. Fanning, that's Raptor 6's homeboy, directed the creation of the office and announced its establishment during an event in Washington on Wednesday. That's August 31st. And then there's this big speech by him about how cool and awesome it is. And I think that this is just going to throw up more roadblocks. I don't know. Anytime that you create an office or a command for something, it just makes things worse.
It's almost like, if it's not broken, fix it. But they go ahead and fix it anyway.
I'm going to create the WTF Nation Radio office of getting on the air. And let's see if I can get on the air on time with a whole other division of WTF Nation Radio created.
Oh.
And what's his name? Bobby's going to be in charge of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Brenda, our new intern.
Yeah. Bobby's going to be in charge of getting us on the air, and he reports to Raptor 6.
Oh, nice.
Who's the commander of WTF Nation Radio operations? About that. Mm-hmm. Let's see how smoothly things run. What the fuck, man?
I see them burning down, but
I mean, did they? So I guess based on the fact that they felt it necessary to create this office, there was an issue with getting new technology deployed.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like maybe you would eliminate a portion of the already existing red tape to expedite the deployment of stuff. Instead of creating an office which throws up a whole nother barrier. I don't know. Is it that I'm thinking logically? I'm not thinking like a bureaucrat? I didn't get it. It's gonna be interesting to see if the Rapid Capabilities Office actually manages to accomplish anything, or if they're just another agency, so to speak, to budget funds to.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody's getting paid for this. We'll see. The Rapid Capabilities Office, indeed.
Sorry, I was interrupted by Minnie, telling me that she needed lunch money, and I told her to pack her lunch, and she just...
Lunch money? What?
Yeah, anyways. I know it has nothing to do with the story.
Lunchtime's a good ways off.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Well, good for her for planning ahead.
Yeah. With them coming up with new sections or new departments or new anything, new to do the same job that they already did. It's kind of like how we have gun laws, and there's a mass shooting, and they want to make a gun law on top of a gun law of gun laws they don't already enforce.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it is. It sounds like.
It's an interesting parallel. Is why not use what's already existing? Why do you have to create something new to deal with an existing problem when you could just deal with the fucking problem as it exists?
Yeah. And with, and it's not just gun laws. It's like any of the laws that we have, like especially like immigration, and, there's immigration laws already. We just don't really enforce those laws. So it's just, if there's already a problem, why just not, deal with the problem, or, use whatever, their job is, hold them accountable for their exact job. Don't go and create some other department or new job.
There's an office just to expedite the the deployment of stuff to the field. Meanwhile, I read a story recently where the Army, the IG, the Department of Defense Inspector General's office said and I can't remember what the exact nomenclature of the weapon is. It's the XM something or other grenade launcher that's supposed to be able to do all this cool-ass high-speed air burst explosions and stuff. But they fucked around and sent it out on a test deployment, and the units that they pushed it out to, by and large, most of the guys left it behind because it's so bulky, and they preferred the M203 or whatever the other one is. I can't remember. So they put all this time and effort and money into this thing, and it turns out it's a piece of shit, and the soldiers don't like it. And now we've got an office that's responsible for pushing this stuff out. And I mean, are they not going to like this crap too?
You know, sometimes, and I'm pretty sure many of us heard the term, you know, the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
And it just seems like sometimes when something it's simple, it already works. Like they've got to go ahead and like add satellite radio to that grenade launcher you're talking about. And
satellite radio.
I'm just being sarcastic, you know, upgrades. And it's, you know, that the main purpose is, you know, the old thing already, you know, did what it was supposed to do. Like, why the hell do we need all this useless shit on there? And I'm pretty sure, you know, that useless shit, as you said, it got to be too heavy, and they would leave it behind, which is not a good thing.
No, it's just the M49. Thank you, Mark. Scott says, without looking it up, doesn't the VA do this now about creating a new office to help smooth out the red tape, but it just creates even more? Yeah, and on some level, it was somebody's bright idea who had good intentions and their heart was in the right place. But it turns into just a clusterfuck and doesn't accomplish what they set out to accomplish, and ends up being somewhere else something else to fund. And then the people figure out that they're getting paid and they don't really have to do anything. And it gets, you know, it stays on the budget. And when you figure out you're getting paid for not doing a whole lot, you want to continue to get paid for not doing a whole lot. Unless you actually care, which, you know, is rare these days. And then it just remains there. And they say, well, no, we can't remove this department because that's what they're supposed to do. So we got to leave them in place. But they're struggling to get their job done. So we'll create another department, another office to help them, to address the issue of them not doing their original assigned task. Hey, Jason, I see you're struggling with spelling. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just give it up already. Your attempt at an insult's fallen flat twice. I appreciate your concern about my physical appearance, but it's DOME, by the way. There you go, buddy. Jason been drinking, as have I and probably everybody else who's either listening to or participating in this show. I gotta at least Jason's got a sense of humor. I gotta take the middle of the show break. Hello, Alan. Just came in to drop a hi. That hits me right in the feels, dude, that you thought enough of us to come by and just say hello to us on Labor Day on WTF.
It's better than a deuce.
Drop a deuce?
Yeah.
Jason, please stop trying to spell, dude. It's Monday. It doesn't feel like it, but it is in fact Monday, Labor Day, here on WTF Nation Radio, and we got half the show ahead of us. And by saying that, I will say to you that I'm going to take a break. Excuse me, I've been burping a lot tonight.
It must be that ulcer.
My ulcer feels okay right now.
Oh,
could be the beer.
Could be.
Going to take a break, and then we'll come back and we'll do the bottom half of the show. Raptor Mom likes the bottom half.
Yeah.
That's where all the fun is.
Mm-hmm.
So less than 3.5 minutes. I'm going to restart Facebook Live, so we'll get a fresh batch of knuckleheads in here, and we'll be back on WTF Nation Radio.
Shots.
Redcon 1 Music.
They do not like when I'm back on my grind, cause they know how I kill it. I could just stop and freestyle all my lines and I still would be illin'. I tell all my people it's nothing, don't worry, it's IGY6. I got your back, this is more than a rap, it's a Redcon 1 hit. I do all I can for the veteran nation, it's IGY6, don't have time to vacation. It's 2016 and we better than ever. Told Soldier it's nothing, they not on my level. My team staying ready for any endeavor. We burn them and spit flame and melt them like cheddar. I promise I got you, just give me a shout. Show them what Redcon 1 is all about. I got your 6. We see things at shows and we stop to take pics. We do not care for the glamour and glitz. All we know is our code and that's IGY6. IGY6. I got your 6. All that I know is that IGY6. That IGY6. I got your 6. To the Redcon 1 family. I got your 6.
Some people don't understand why do we rise. It's IGY6, yeah, that's how we survive. Pill out the pill that we pop from the VA. Pop in the CD, no more pills, yeah, press play. I got your 6 till all of us die. I got your 6 till life expires. Look in the eyes, you can see that we hurt. It's IGY6, they don't understand. They don't comprehend, we don't understand them. The bond that we built and the blood that we spilled. The tears that we cried when the battle was killed. The life that we had, now we home lost. It's IGY6 just like Christ on the cross.
I got your 6. We see things at shows and we stop to take pics. We do not care for the glamour and glitz. All we know is our code and that's IGY6. IGY6. I got your 6. All that I know is that IGY6. That IGY6. I got your 6. To the Redcon 1 family. I got your 6. IGY6, look it up, it's a movement. We always go hard when we do what we do. And this Redcon 1 music is starting to blow. Now we killing these features and killing these shows. We do what we do for the people like us. The ones who have fought overseas and shed blood. We gotta keep going, there's no other option. It says that in this age, you know that it's poppin'.
You have a problem, it's IGY6. It doesn't matter how big the risk is. See them all low, then we elevate them. See them at shows, then we stop to take pics. I got your back, yup, yeah, I got your 6. It's IGY6 with a bag full of tricks. We gotta keep going, there's no other option. It's SHNS dot, you know that it's poppin'.
I got your 6. We see things at shows and we stop to take pics. We do not care for the glamour and glitz. All we know is our code and that's IGY6. IGY6. I got your 6. All that I know is that IGY6. That IGY6. I got your 6. To the Redcon 1 family. I got your 6. I got your 6. IGY6. I got your 6. To the Redcon 1 family. I got your 6.
There it is. All these fucking screens to look at. I can never find my mouse pointer. Hey, everybody. It's a Monday edition of WTF Nation Radio. I'm your host, Redleg, and thank you for joining me in the second half of the Monday edition. Hope everybody's having a relaxing Labor Day. Thank all of you for being members of the workforce and not being a leech and living off of welfare. And living off of my money that I worked so hard for. Oh, the taxes. It's so depressing when I get my check stub on payday to see how much money Uncle Sam has taken from me to give to other people. Welcome to Raymond from South Carolina, Trevor from Texas, and everybody else who's here. Allie says, I got robbed today, so fuck those freeloaders. It's kind of how I feel about things too, Allie. Zachary would like to know what I do. It's G13 classified. I mean, it sounds cool. No, I just... Roberto is listening from Memphis, Tennessee. Roberto, hit me up, dude. Let's go have drinks. I, too, am in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm serious, dude. Send me a message on Facebook on the Red Leg. Just go search for Red Leg and look for my ugly-ass face. That's me. Send me a message. We'll have drinks. Like I did with Nancy on Saturday.
How'd that go?
You know what? I was pleasantly surprised that that Nancy was not a psychopathic stalker, and that well, I mean, I hate to say it like that, but you know,
was, waiting to see your face on a milk carton.
No, I'm okay. I'm back. Everything's
Well,
cool. No,
obviously.
Nancy and her fiance Pete are good people. We had a great time. We spent a couple 2.5-ish hours with each other at the Flying Saucer in historical downtown Memphis, Tennessee, and had some drinks, and then hey, hello Corey from Camp Casey. It was fun. Mrs. Redleg had a little too much to drink, and we came home and had fantastic relations.
Oh, relations.
Oh, yes. So I ran across a news article earlier. I don't know how many of you in the listening audience are Game of Thrones fans. It's been rumored that Angela Lansbury is going to be on the upcoming season of Game of Thrones. In what capacity, I don't know, and it's just
she's still alive.
All speculation. I guess they said she was going to be on Game of Thrones, unless it's like, a hologram of Coolio or something. Yeah. So everybody, Game of Thrones fans, anxiously awaiting the new season, and the new season going to be late. It's going to come out later than it has in the past. It's also going to be significantly shorter than it has in the past. And then the following season going to be even shorter than that. They need to hurry up, and winter is here. They need to hurry up and get to the good shit so we can finally have some closure. Jesus Christ. Jason, yes, those are not my screaming kids. I have no screaming kids.
It's probably mine.
I got a text message from my kid right before the last break. And she said, sorry, we got really busy at work, because I texted her something. She said, sorry, we got really busy at work. And I guess I forgot to read that message. It's okay. Mini red leg. It's all right. She got busy at work. Better her busy at work than busy goofing off. So, on Game of Thrones, I guess, who's it ultimately going to come down to? Daenerys Targaryen and Jon Snow, I think.
I don't know.
Ice and Fire. I don't know either. Shout out to 1st Infantry Division. Isaac. Carrie's in Kentucky. I saw a bunch of different people go by. I saw Fort Polk, among others. Hello, Douglas. First time I've been able to watch a live stream in a while. Good job. Thanks. Thank you. Gary's at the Joint Fires Observer course at Fort Sill. Leanne says Sansa's going to end up on the Iron Throne. You know what? She's the sleeper. Sansa Stark. I think she's going to play a significant role in the upcoming season. I'm kind of rooting for her too.
Should we do squares?
She's been getting. We could. She's been getting beaten down the whole time. Like, shit has never gone right for Sansa Stark. It's about time something happens for that chick. She's easy on the eyes too. Hey, Sophie Turner, if you're listening, I'm a fan. We talked about, was it Friday? Yes, it was. It was Friday. Raptor 7 brought this up, and I told him that we would talk about it on Friday's show, and we did. Tim Kennedy. If you guys don't know who Tim Kennedy is, he's a Special Forces operator. He's a Green Beret. He's a sniper in Special Forces. He's also an MMA fighter, and he was in the movie Range 15. If you guys have seen that, you'll recognize Tim from the end of the movie. Tim Kennedy recently posted something on his Facebook page about PTSD, and it's kind of caused a little bit of a stir within the community. And when I say that, I mean that some of his comments have kind of divided people. One of the comments in particular says something to the effect of the way to overcome PTSD is to stop being a pussy. And a lot of people stopped reading the post right there, but that was only about a third of the post. If you had bothered to read the rest of the post, it's tough love, but it's encouraging. there have been a lot of opinion pieces written about Tim Kennedy's post on Facebook. Now we've had Tim on the show. Tim is by far one of the most open and entertaining guests that we've ever had on the show, and the guy makes no bones about anything. He doesn't pull any punches, as would be expected from somebody of his caliber. You know, special forces, MMA fighter. The dude don't fuck around. is one way of putting it. But a lot of people got their feelings hurt over this thing, and I can only speculate that a lot of the people who've written these opinion pieces don't suffer from PTSD, but consider themselves to be an expert on PTSD. Now, I'd like to throw a disclaimer out there before I get too far into this. I don't suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll even tell everybody, all of the new listeners who aren't already aware of the fact that I never deployed anywhere. I was in the Army from 1994 to 1998. The opportunities for me to go anywhere were few and far between. No unit I was ever with, which would have been 3rd Battalion, 82nd Field Artillery, and 1st Battalion, 15th Field Artillery, ever deployed anywhere in the time that I was in. Had the opportunity to deploy presented itself, I would gladly have gone. Nonetheless, let me get the phone here. WTF Nation Radio, you're on the air.
Red Leg, it's Mud Puppy.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, I've been wanting to chime in on this because I know everybody's been talking about it all week.
About Tim Kennedy?
Exactly where he's coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, on Tim Kennedy. What he's basically saying, to break it down Barney style for our, everybody, is that quit putting your damn mask on every morning and do something about it.
I don't think
because we all wear that mask. And if anybody says they don't wear that mask, minus Tim Kennedy, because he's just straight badass, you know, they're lying, and they're hiding it themselves.
I don't think Tim Kennedy had any malicious intention with his post. And I saw somebody in the Facebook Live chat who responded to my use of the term tough love and how it didn't work with the Black Boot Army and it doesn't work now. I understand that. I get that. All right. In my opinion, the spirit of Tim's post was, if you're suffering from PTSD, stop playing the victim and take the steps necessary to do something for yourself. Don't succumb to PTSD. Don't be a victim of PTSD. I'm not debating the fact that PTSD is a real thing. I get it. The psychology behind it. It is an actual diagnosis.
I'm right there with you on that.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Is people need to take that mask that they put on when they walk out that door and hide everything and actually deal with it.
Yeah. Confront it. Tackle it head on. One thing that Tim said, he even said it himself in his roundabout tough love kind of way, is don't be a victim to PTSD. Confront it. Tell somebody, talk to somebody, tell somebody you're suffering from PTSD, and then grab the bull by the horns and do something about it. Yeah, it's the same thing, Mark, as shell shock. The terminology is the same, or different, but the diagnosis is the same.
My initial was January 23rd, 1998. I'm old school. I'm a McClellan boy. Went to Fort McClellan, Alabama. If you look at how people our age deal with this versus the kids these days, thinking that, okay, I see all these hard asses doing it. Those older guys that have been doing this for a while need to step out of our comfort box, drop that mask, and say, look, go get help.
You don't have to listen. You don't have to put up a front and be to use your term, a hard ass. Okay, what makes you hard, in my eyes, is the fact that you choose to acknowledge that you have an issue, and you take the steps necessary to deal with it, and you aggressively attack your PTSD and you do something about it. That someone would allow themselves to become a victim and watch the world go by and I guess maybe wallow in their diagnosis of PTSD is disheartening to me. It pains me to see people who allow themselves, and I get the that the diagnosis of PTSD includes your anxiety in certain situations and your inability to control some of the feelings. But I agree with Tim Kennedy in that you need to stand up to this shit, man, and do something about it.
Well, it's not that you're calling somebody weak. Like acknowledging a problem is not weakness. That's what's fucked up. And I'm like on the borderline about what you guys are talking about. But like if you're calling somebody weak for acknowledging a problem, that's kind of fucked up, isn't it?
It would be. It would be wrong for you to call somebody weak because they have PTSD. And again, it's my opinion that Tim Kennedy is not calling people with PTSD weak. He's calling people with PTSD who make no effort to confront their PTSD and do something about it a pussy. And if you'll go read the post, and if you read the post with an open mind, you'll see that.
And we fight, and so we have to fight to take care of ourselves. On top of that, our friends, our buddies, we need to fight together.
Exactly.
And if you guys have buddies, if you guys, we're NCOs or whatever, you need to take care of your buddies, whether you're in or out. You got your DD-214, cool. I got my DD-214. All right, but you know what I'm doing? Reach out and take care of your buddies. Don't fucking let them fucking suffer, and reach out to them and make sure that they're okay, because that's all we got is us. That's us. That's it.
Exactly. And I say that all the time. All we have is each other. Listen, it is your responsibility. You've heard, you've heard the term, I'm not my brother's keeper. You are your brother's keeper. You owe it to your brothers and sisters in arms to check on them, and you owe it to them to when, if you notice that they're hurting and you notice that they're struggling with their demons, it is your job as a brother or sister in arms to do something about it. Look out for each other.
Absolutely.
That's the first line of defense. Don't fucking rely on the VA. Don't rely on your, if you're active duty, whatever program they have in place to deal with this. You take care of them. Yes, you are your brother's keeper.
Yeah, so what I've been doing lately is reaching out to my old battle buddies, even guys I didn't even get along with my old units. Like, hey, man, how's it going? What you up to? What's going on? Just like say hi. Just like send them a message on your Facebook or whatever your fucking Googles or Yahoos or whatever the fuck you're on. Just let them know that you care about them, and that is very well towards making sure somebody's good. Because you shared a foxhole with them, and then they're like fucking. So you have no idea what the fuck is going on in their lives. We have shit going on in our lives too as well. And then like, oh yeah, whatever, fuck off. I don't give a shit about you. You just like let them go like fuck off on their own. Like you don't care about them anymore. I mean, take care of your buddies.
We have at a minimum on. Excuse me. You guys remember when I used to mute my microphone to do that? We have at a minimum U.S. Army WTF moments, a minimum of one a day battle in distress. One a day at a minimum. Usually it's more than one. WTF Nation Radio, we have dealt with countless, and Raptor 6 has been worth his weight in gold with this. As much of a clown and an asshole as he is on the air, this dude has spent countless hours talking to people and trying to help people who have come to us with emotional and psychological issues, battle and distress. That's kind of the catch-all term that we use here. We do not turn people away. I've had people call on the air in the middle of a show who are dealing with shit, and I would rather have our listeners listen to an hour of music to talk to this dude on the phone than to tell this guy, hey, man, I'm on the air. I ain't got time for this shit right now. Because at the end of the day, what it all boils down to is this community taking care of its own. And that's what we do here. We pride ourselves on that. And if I have been doing radio for a year and a half now, and I have helped one fucking person with all the money and time that we have invested into this, if we have helped one person, it's all been worth it. You got to look out for each other.
Red, like, think back to your police years. You know, I was the same thing. I was a dare officer. Whenever we interacted with kids, it was always about one kid. If we can reach that one kid, our job is complete. Correct?
Right.
This is the same way that people need to have the same mentality heading towards other people. You can't help everybody, but try to help one person. You know, I've started thinking about, you know, everybody's about this, you know, the 22 push-up challenge, check in every 22. How about help 22? Not help 22 people, but take 22 minutes out of a month, a day, a week, whatever. And actively try to help.
You talk to somebody. Listen, man. First of all, you guys need to stay in. Even if your battle buddy looks like he's doing okay, check on the dude from time to time. I've been out of the Army. I've been out of the Army longer than most of our listeners have been in the Army, and I still talk to my battle buddies, man, because there is that bond that can never be broken. You will never forget these guys. You spent some of the best and most rewarding years of your lives with these people. Don't take that for granted, ever. I might not talk to these dudes for months, and then get a message from one of them, hey, man, how's it going? You doing okay? That's all it takes, man, to let somebody know who you've been there with that you're thinking about them. That keeps a lot of guys going. Just talk to them. Send them a message on Facebook. Send them a text message. Call them on the phone. See how things are going in their life. How put out are you by talking to one of your battle buddies? These are the dudes who were going to stand shoulder to shoulder with you when the shit went down. Don't you feel like you owe it to these guys and gals to stay in touch with them and every once in a while check on them? You owe that to them.
No, exactly. So and that's what I was talking about, was that, the help 22. Take that 22 minutes, 22 hours a month, whatever you want, and reach out, because somebody who's having issues is not going to reach out.
Go ahead,
Find
Stephen.
the guy who you were the least friends with in your unit. And here's one of the things I've learned is one of the people who you were the least amount of friends with, but you're still like on Facebook or Yahoo's or Googleizers or whatever, which shows some connection with that guy.
Googleizer's a real thing.
That's the guy. Yeah. Send him a Googleized email. Hey man, what's going on? Because we were in some large and small units, and some guys hated us, some guys didn't like us, whatever. But those are reach out to your buddies there, or fuck it, reach out to everybody. Be like, hey man, what's going on? Talk to people and get out there and be like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? What are you up to today? Hey, how's your weekend? Just talk to people, and then you can reach out and make a difference in somebody's life. Because we need to stop this shit with this fucking. It's 22 lives a fucking day, real, or is that just some fucking number they made up? I don't fucking know.
You know what?
But we need to fucking reach out and talk to each other.
This may sound crazy to you guys, and it may come as a shock to a lot of the listening audience. Quick poll, everybody. Who is it that you guys know and that I know that I lean on the most for a sanity check? I'm curious to see everybody's answer. Who is it that anybody who listens to the show knows and that I know that I lean on the most for a sanity check. Let's see who gets this right. The answer may surprise you, but this guy is constantly checking up on me, like for my mental and emotional needs.
Pie?
Pie takes pretty good care of me, but that's not no. I mean, and we all look out for each other. The WTF Nation radio staff does. We all check up on each other, but I'm not getting any responses. Nobody knows who it is.
Probably Cause.
You guys might, huh?
Facebook Live said Raptor 6.
Raptor 6 does check up on me. My go-to guy, believe it or not, is Raptor 7.
Raptor 7?
Yes. He keeps pretty close tabs on me. He knows when I'm fucking tooling out, and he talks me down quite a bit. I do rage out from time to time. You guys don't see a lot of it, but he keeps pretty good tabs on me. And I mean, we're all fairly close, but I almost feel like he's kind of a mother hen to me. And I appreciate it, and I need it, and I'm thankful for it. And if those of you in the listening audience, if you don't have as somebody like that in your life, you need to get one. Somebody who says, "You seem like you're a little off right now, man. What's going on?"
This weekend, I was at this bar, and two of my friends are gay. I'm not gay, but I give a fuck less if anybody is. Two of my buddies are gay, and I looked at them, and I'm like, I started have a PTSD moment. I looked at one of my buddies. I'm like, hey, you know what? I need to go back to the room, back to the hotel. And so these two gay guys are carrying me back to the room. I'm like whatever. It's I looked at them. I was like, you know what? I don't need to go any further. So therefore, could you please take me back to the room? And dude, fucking you're right with that. If you have somebody you can talk to, and then it's not like the gay guys took me back to the room fucking rape me in the ass or anything. But they took care of me. You gotta find
Well, I would hope not.
They're really good friends of mine. But we were all partying out on the beach. We had a couple hotel rooms. So I looked at them. I'm like, you know what? Hey, could you guys take me back to the room? I'm like, I'm out. I'm done for the weekend.
I'm glad you didn't get raped in the ass by these two gay guys, but
yeah, they're fucking cool. They're awesome. They're good guys. They're just gay, but that's their own choice. So
yeah, I mean, as long as they don't try to
What they didn't tell them is that they roofied them and then worked on it from there.
Well, I'm happy for your butthole that you didn't get gang raped by these two guys, but good for them good for them for looking out for you. Everybody needs somebody to keep an eye on them.
Definitely,
if you ever get it in your mind that if the thought ever comes through your head that, hey, maybe I need to ask this guy if he's got something going on, you need to ask this guy if he's got something going on. Don't second guess yourself.
Reach out, dude. Reach out.
Yes. Reach out. And with that, we're on the top of the hour break here. I hope everybody hangs around. When we come back, we'll keep the conversation going, and I'm going to tell you, I got one more news story I'm going to talk to you about, and you probably won't give a shit about it, but it's something to talk about on this Labor Day where the news is kind of slow and everybody's taking it easy and relaxing and looking forward to going back to work. Oh my God, dude. The prospect of me having to get up tomorrow morning and go back to my job, it's depressing. I don't want to do it.
Fuck Tuesday morning, fuck that shit.
Tuesday morning. I can hate Tuesdays. So I'm going to take a break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a few minutes right here on WTF Nation Radio.
All right.
Somebody say shots so I can do this break.
Shots.
There you go.
You're listening to Red Lake on the voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. WTF Nation Radio.
I'm going to answer the damn phones now.
Turn your radio down.
Hey, 5-4, are you on the air? Turn your radio down for me, please.
Hey, Jim, you had something you wanted to say?
That shit makes me neurotic when I can hear myself talking. Turn your radio down.
and you answer the question.
Turn your radio down, dude.
He's on previous callers using fake names. I hope.
I don't think
say ham bone.
Yeah, I think these are new callers. Hey, do me a favor and turn your radio down in the background. It's making me feel
Turn that
weird.
shit off. Turn your radio down.
I just wanted to say it's like I enjoy your radio station.
Oh, thanks,
I go
dude.
by Skin Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the albino Barry White. What's up, Red Legs? It's Wheels from Michigan. This is Wheels from Michigan, I said.
Quit mumbling.
Here, man.
Hey, awesome. Hey, how's it going, Red Leg? How are you doing today?
Not worth a damn. Do you got anything to talk about?
Not really.
Bobby says he's got a tummy ache and may not be able to get through the whole show tonight. Yeah, Bobby's pregnant.
He's gonna be a soccer player. You feel them kicks?
Get him out of the fucking country. Forever.
Right.
In a body bag. Forever.
You're one of those dickheads that rips people off by watering their drinks down. Yeah, of course you're a dickhead. No, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, thanks. Ruin our anniversary, dick.
You fucking dumb twat.
Fuck you, fucking two-timing fuck, Redleg.
Hey, Matt, you want to talk to my intern?
Sure.
Bobby, talk to Matt. Say something smart.
Hey, what's going on, Matt?
What's going on? We've already done introductions, bro. Get down to business.
I just want to know what it's doing, asshole. Fuck you, Seven.
Why are you
Hello,
yelling
Bobby.
at me?
How
I
are
didn't
you?
say a goddamn word.
Those Raptors 6, you fucking shitty intern. You got Matt Best on the phone. That's the best you could do. I'm
All right.
sorry, Matt.
Okay. All right. Bobby, go ahead.
No,
this is good radio.
Yeah, this is good radio.
Yeah, this is great radio. It'd be a great date. You know, we'd just sit there and stare each other aimlessly in the eyes.
Bobby would twirl his finger in his hair.
Say words, Bobby.
Jesus Christ, dude. I think Bobby passed out. Bobby, is the anxiety taking hold now, Bobby?
Did he hyperventilate like a teenage girl at a Miley Cyrus concert?
He jumped up and ran away and unplugged his headphones.
Shut up, Bobby. This is fucking between the station manager and the assistant station manager right now.
Hey, Bobby, how about being a little bit cordial and wishing us a happy fucking anniversary, you dick?
Okay, Bobby, which day on March did I do the first broadcast?
Believe it was the 7th.
Check out the big brain on Bobby.
Holy shit, Bobby.
March 7th, 2015, WTF Nation Radio officially goes on the air for the first time. All right, Bobby.
All right, maybe we'll have some bullshit WTF Nation Radio historian position for you where you can just fuck off and take notes.
You are by far the shittiest intern in the history of interns, and like not just radio, but like every job ever.
Hey, Bobby, go fuck yourself. I mean, we've given you like 20 tries at this point, and you still suck. Nobody knew that until you told them, fucking Beyonce.
You need to be assassinated. Fuck your rights. Fuck humanity. Just get rid of the piece of shit.
Why don't you have some stupid French name then?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why would I have a French name?
I don't know, because people in Louisiana have like the Boudreaux own that motherfucker.
This is Andrew Delacroix from St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana.
Oh, see, there he is.
Ma chérie, I'm happy to be on air with you, you fine gentlemen tonight.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Now, let me ask you. Like a Louisiana storm, the U.S. Army What the Fuck Nation has just swept the United States military. What is your secret?
There's some fucking kind of issue where I'm going to put my underwear in this house. I don't know what to do with any of it. Where am I supposed to put this? There's only a limited amount of closets in this stupid Victorian-style home, motherfucker. Where'd my pants go?
Well, that sounds like the politics of St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, in a nutshell. Just so fucked up you can't even comprehend it.
Fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here.
These nuts.
Yeah.
It was semen, wasn't it?
I mean, it was sticky. The sticky is the icky.
It's going to be a little salty. It's going to be a little vinegary, and it's going to be a little gamey.
What'd you say? What'd you just say?
I like salty. I like savory. Let's say now you throw in some cranberries and shit, right? It's gonna taste different. It's gonna taste a little more fruity, and the meat's gonna be a little bit different taste. Meatists, so they call my meat. You know, go fuck yourself, dude. It's a minute difference in flavor.
Come on, dude. Don't be that way.
Because it's sexual innuendo, dude. You can't say bend over and spread your legs, because you're gonna fuck them in the ass.
Oh my God, he just kissed it.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
No.
That's so hot.
God damn.
Well, I mean, everybody gets
Hey,
it, especially at this point in the show. Come on, dude.
You know what? I've laid in Redleg's bed, and that thing is delicious.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? We're here. We're trying to keep it a secret, and everybody knows about it.
Oh, that's so. Oh my God, that's
I do.
like my teeth hurt now.
I know, in the feels, man. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's awkward.
You son of a bitch.
I'll buy you liquor, PCP, heroin, whatever you need to get out of that mode for a few hours.
Okay, let's do it, man. Let's get nuts. Let's just, dude. Hey, man. I mean, if you can score some H, man, let's just get real crazy, man.
The fuck planet you come from? They roll him some frosty nuts.
I might get cancer of the tongue or something. I don't know.
Shut up.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
I love it when you say that
Oh,
to me.
it's so hot when Asians are racist.
Asian blood, man. Once you go yellow, you're a happy fellow. No, he won't call in until he hear maybe some Asian talking. You know what they're saying to me is, "Oh, you're so pretty. I love your hair. I love your skin. Look your nail. Oh, you married? You not married? Oh, I got the son. Maybe. How old are you? Oh my God, I didn't know you that old."
Oh, yeah. Stop that, you slant eye. I thought I caught the yellow fever.
Those Asians can fucking stitch some stuff up.
Oh my God.
Except you, Raptor 7. You're on my shit list.
Oh, who would have thought that shit? Right? Who would have thought that?
What?
What? I just lost 20 listeners. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck.
I joined the army to have a dick sewn on.
Yeah, I got gender dysphoria. Give me my dick or give me my fucking vagina.
I joined the army for the cooter.
All right, I'll tell you what. You send me nudes, I'll send you a sticker. I want to hug every one of you.
Oh, fuck.
Hey.
My name is Jason. Your name's not Jason, motherfucker.
I will be your help today.
So you're gonna go down to Rio and get Zika, and then come back and sleep with every dude in town because you're a slut.
I fucking just sat for an hour at a Pokemon stop killing a guy that took it away from a kid. Cunt's so worn out now. Redleg has to eat 2 dozen
Jesus
Krispy
Christ.
Kreme donuts, a beer after each one.
Very comfortable doing that.
Show your dominance over the other creatures that walk the earth by eating them raw.
Oh, we're all certified geniuses.
Fuck yes. Come out and see us. 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 Hi, everybody. We're back, and this will be the final hour of the Monday edition on WTF Nation Radio. I'm your host, Redleg. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you're just tuning in, how's it going? I should have played the recruiting video again. We need help. We're always looking for people to help us here on WTF Nation Radio. I'll talk to you. If you go to WTFNationRadio.com, go to the Contact Us link and join our team and fill out the small abbreviated application there. I'd be glad to talk to you about our comprehensive pay and benefits package. It's great.
I think I've gotten a couple raises within the past few months.
Oh, that's possible.
It is possible.
Everything's possible. Should I? You know what? I almost feel like I should play the recruiting video right now.
Yes, do it.
I will. I believe I will. All right, I'm going to do that. Just a couple of moments, a couple of minutes of your time to watch this. It's nothing spectacular, but here it is. Anyway.
I think it's great.
I'm Redleg. In the 18 months since WTF Nation Radio first went on the air, we've grown far quicker than I'd ever anticipated. In fact, we've outgrown our current staff's capabilities, and some of them have threatened to quit if I don't get them some help. No, dude. No, okay, listen. Okay, no, I'll get you some help. Just don't quit. Hello? I've been told that we need help in the social media department. We have a social media department? In order to continue to grow as a radio station. That's not that I don't know how to do it. I just don't have time. F-A-C-E-B. Twitter? What the f... You see,
My duties as station manager require me to dedicate my time elsewhere. No, I don't want to upgrade to triple play. I just want my internet to work. I need to speak to your supervisor. What's your name? Keith? Keith? You can barely speak English. Keith? What the f? I've also been told that we need to expand our audio production capabilities. Again, it's not that I don't know how to do audio production. I just don't have time. This looks good. Ah! If you're interested in joining the WTF Nation Radio team, head over to WTFNationRadio.com, click on Contact Us, and then click on Join Our Team. We're looking forward to working with you. Thank you for your interest in WTF Nation Radio.
There it was, everybody, the Help Wanted video. Hope everybody enjoyed that. We do have a YouTube channel, by the way. If you go to YouTube, youtube.com/WTF Nation Radio is where it is and stuff. Go check out the videos. Pies Pies put some videos up there. I'm laughing at Jay Reddy. Pies put some videos up there. I put some videos up there. There's one that we have in the works that I think everybody's going to get a kick out of. I don't want to spill the beans, though.
Oh.
Yes.
Exciting.
Possibly. So the Navy, you know that's a branch of the military, right? The United States Navy. My dad was in the Navy for a long time. The Navy's new first-of-its-kind stealthy destroyer. How stealthy does a ship need to be?
Zumwalt?
Yeah, the Zumwalt. How stealthy does a fucking ship need to be?
I don't know.
It's 70% of the world's covered by water.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you really got to look for a ship.
Yeah.
The Navy's new first-of-its-kind stealthy destroyer will soon go to San Diego, California, where it will go through what's called ship activation, a process of integrating the major systems and technologies on the ship, leading up to an eventual live-fire exercise of its guns and missiles. As part of this process, the Navy will eventually fire long-range precision guns and missiles from its lethal, stealthy new destroyer. In anticipation of its ultimate deployment on the open seas, service and industry officials explained. The new destroyer, called DDG-1000, or the future USS Zumwalt, is a 610-foot land and surface warfare attack ship designed with a stealthy, wave-piercing, tumble-home hull. On Friday, May 20th, the new ship was formally delivered to the Navy at Bath Iron Works in Portland, Maine. Congratulations, Navy, on your new ship. I know, EJ, to keep the radar signature down, but really, what kind of ship-to-ship battles is the Navy fighting these days? It's not like, you remember in World War II when battleships would shoot at each other? When that kind of shit mattered? Now it's all, guided missiles and stuff.
It's not, I guess if you're pushing the button of a guided missile, you're excited, but...
I guess.
I mean, back in World War II when it was actual battleship, I imagine like the adrenaline on, everybody on the ships, was going, but...
So I found myself recently watching videos on YouTube. It kind of happens sometimes. You get sucked into the YouTube thing.
Yes.
I watched some stolen valor videos, and some of those are pretty comical. There was a guy who, believe it or not, the Coast Guard has like a civilian auxiliary.
Oh.
Yes. It's exactly. It's like the Civil Air Patrol for the Air Force. It's a bunch of civilians that get together and play Coast Guard.
Uh-huh.
And there's a guy who is a flotilla commander, whatever that means.
Flotilla commander? It sounds like...
This dude is trying to pass himself off as a former naval officer and Navy SEAL. He's wearing a uniform, and on that uniform, he's wearing a bunch of decorations and a trident.
Wait a minute. A flotilla commander sounds like some douche knuckle that's like in charge of a float parade.
All right. This guy's wearing the rank insignia of a captain. And for those of you who aren't in the know, a captain in the Navy is the equivalent of a colonel in the Army. He's wearing the Eagles. An investigative journalist filed a Freedom of Information Act deal on this dude's records and found out that he served 3 years in the Navy as an enlisted man in Vietnam, and basically called the guy out. Now, the guy tried to justify a lot of things by saying shit like, well, there were a few times where we went ashore and provided aid to the civilian populace in Vietnam and blah, blah, blah. In all actuality, the dude was a nobody in the Navy. And for years, he'd passed himself off as a retired Navy officer and a Navy SEAL who had all these decorations, including, I think, 2 Bronze Stars with V device and a couple of like Purple Hearts or something. He received none of those decorations. And this it was funny to watch this investigative journalist, just a civilian journalist, pick this dude's bullshit story apart. And the guy at one point says, well, I knew one day this would happen, and then I would just own up to my mistake. Dude, a mistake? You've been duping people for all of these years into believing that you're a retired naval officer and a SEAL? But you knew this would happen one of these days, and you would just fucking fess up to it, and everything would be cool?
So how many years was he doing this?
It went on for a long time. I don't know exactly. Time. This is just my recollection of watching the video. What a dick.
Like, I mean, okay, I could see, somebody make, well, fuck. I mean, a normal person would not, just say, hey, look, I did all this, look at me, lie about that. But to continue the lie for a long time, how the fuck is that a mistake?
In my mind, to me, the only thing worse than a civilian trying to purport themselves as something other than a civilian, like the whole stolen valor thing, all right? In my mind, the only thing worse than that is somebody who has been in the military and embellishes their achievements or their career and tries to get other people to believe that they were somehow something other than what they actually were.
Yeah.
I have never ever tried to convince anyone that I did anything or was anything other than what I actually was. I got out of the Army as a specialist. I never deployed anywhere. My substantial awards include 2 Army Achievement Medals, 1 Good Conduct Medal, a fucking a National Defense Service Medal, an Army Service Ribbon, and an Overseas Service Ribbon.
So kind of like some attaboy medals.
That's it. That's all I ever got. I don't want anyone to ever check me out and say, this dude's full of shit. This guy is trying to tell somebody that he went somewhere and did something and got awards that didn't happen. I even went so far as to recently show somebody on the WTF Nation radio staff a copy of my DD-214 just out of a sense of propriety to say, hey man, everything that I've ever told you, here it is right here.
I mean, and of course, you just said, what the people that make, stolen valor worse are the people who have been in the military and exaggerate or lie about their service, their awards and what they've earned. I mean, they know better. They would know, like, the impact of stolen valor is, and they continue to, I guess, milk the benefits or milk what it's worth. And it's really disappointing. I think, you know, we all, you know, hold our service members at a certain level. Like they know right from wrong. I mean, yeah, you've got, you know, douchebags, you know, in the military. And of course, you know, these guys are, you know, who've been active duty and are lying about, you know, their ribbons and awards and stuff. But I mean, I do think, you know, you are held to a higher standard when you're in the military.
And you should be.
Exactly.
One, you know, there should be a sense of honor. Listen, guys. Those of you who have deployed, those of you who have seen combat, you know, I hold you in high regard. Those of you who have not deployed, those of you who have not seen combat, I also hold you in high regard because you swore the same oath as the dudes who deployed and who were out there on the bleeding edge. So don't think that you are somehow less than because you haven't experienced the same shit as some of these guys. Your time's coming. You're going to get an opportunity to do that. But don't try to pass yourself off as something that you're not. Don't think for 1 second that I'm going to think or that anyone else is going to think that you're somehow less than because you don't have a Bronze Star, because you don't have a Purple Heart, because you don't have a CIB or whatever the case may be. You know, you raised your right hand, you swore the oath. So why do you feel like that you need to
exaggerate,
impress me or others with your embellishments of your military career? I'm not impressed. You know what impresses me? The fact that you did it. The fact that you volunteered to go into harm's way. That's it.
Okay. Here's something I'm going to bring up. I'm probably might, you know, get yelled at or whatever. You know, this whole PTSD thing that's, you know, I want to say thing, you know, several people, I mean, on, you know, the military side and, you know, first responder side suffer from PTSD. But anyways, with PTSD, it just seems like lately, like doctors are just so quick to diagnose somebody with PTSD, like it is with, you know, kids with ADHD. And Raptor 6 mentioned this in chat. Now, because of, I want to say like the recognition that they're getting, like, you know, recognition for the PTSD in their service. So, like with the awards in their service, do you think that you know, some of these service members are like, well, they see the other service members getting the attention for those awards, you know, versus, you know, like, and I don't want to say, you know, getting, you know, saying they have PTSD for attention, but it's like the same, they're using it as an excuse to get the attention that they're not getting or that they want.
Well, I mean, how much attention do you need? Listen, as a veteran or an active duty service member, what attention is it that you're looking for? Is there some kind of void in your life that you're trying to fill? Is there some kind of sense of belonging that you're trying to attain? Is there some kind of is there something you're trying to fulfill in yourself to impress other people by saying, I was deployed in a combat zone and I got shot at and I got shot and here's my Purple Heart and here's my Bronze Star, you know, with a V device for valor? What really? I mean,
well, I mean, if you're doing, you know, if you're in the military or you're a first responder or whatever, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you're not doing it for the attention. You're doing it because it's where your heart is. It's where you desire, you know, to help people. It's not about the attention. It's about, you know, doing something for the greater good.
Well, I mean, if you're in it for the right reasons, then yes, you're not in it for the glory. You're in it for something bigger than that. And you know, in my law enforcement career, I saw way more fucked up shit, and had been through a lot hairier situations than I ever did in the military, and that I ever could have imagined when I went into law enforcement. But it's I don't ask for any kind of it was a job. It was a job that I did, and I accepted the things that went along with that, just like I did when I was in the military. I joined the military with the expectation of one day being put into harm's way, and it never materialized at the military. And I got out. I got into law enforcement with the expectation of one day being placed into harm's way, and it happened on almost a weekly basis. I don't need anybody's there's a word here, validation for what I did. I did what I did because I felt driven by a desire to serve and to help people and to maybe try to right some wrongs in the world. I did it for me. I didn't do it to impress anybody. If you're in the military or if you're in any line of work with the intention of impressing others and to validate yourself and to prove yourself to other people, you're in it for the wrong reasons. You need to find something else to do. That's it. What happened to Stefan? He hang up?
I think so.
Oh, no, he's still here. He muted his microphone. I got off on a tear. Stefan,
where are you?
Say words. Maybe he went to take a dump or something.
Oh, hopefully he can put a sticker where he took a dump.
Another one.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jerry Rady said he had to go listen to me burp some more. There you go. I know dudes that got into police work for the reasons of pressing chicks and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna press some chicks.
It's Stefan.
Okay, there you are.
Oh, you're live.
All right, he's back.
My phone decided to fuck up and it's not give you guys audio. So
all right,
whatever.
Here you are. What's up?
So you're talking about like validation about your veteran experiences and whatnot. So check this out. I look very young, and people are always like, "Oh, well, you're not a veteran," or I'll be wearing a t-shirt. I'll go to a high school football game, and people think I'm like a student. And I spent 8 years in the Army. I got my DD-214. I got out.
You got a baby face.
And I do have a baby face, right? So I mean, I've been in combat. I've taken rounds. I fortunately, and I'm going to say this. Fortunately, I do not have a Purple Heart because I don't have one. I have a combat action badge. I have a couple AAMs, some ARCOMs, whatever. Fuck it. But anyway, if you're saying, oh, well, I didn't deploy, but I didn't get this shit, but recognition for this shit when we get back to this, well, I don't know where to go from there, because I look young, and I'll go places, and and I don't ask for oh, can I get a veterans discount? Because I earned this shit. Fuck that shit. I don't fucking ask for no veterans discount.
It never, ever, ever in my daily life occurs to me to ask for a veterans discount. Never. I don't.
Absolutely.
I don't feel like anybody owes me anything.
It was funny as I was down in Australia in February, and I pulled out I have a USAA debit card or whatever, and this chick at the bar is like, "Oh, you're American," and I'm like, "How the fuck are you doing shit? Oh, you got a USAA?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck you." So it's like, and then I called USAA, and I'm like, "Hey, we need to figure out a way in which we can make ourselves, more secure overseas, because now you're telling me that I have to use this card overseas, and everybody knows where the fuck we're from." But it's not about like, hey, I got this AAM, I got this ARCOM, I got this Silver Star or whatever. I mean,
who cares? Really? I mean, that's your unit recognizing you for something that you did, and you should be proud of it. But you shouldn't wave that shit in people's faces. You guys,
absolutely.
Anybody who's listened to the show for, let's say, a year, you've heard me from time to time talk about my buddy Tim from work, my day job, Tim Horton.
Oh, the coffee guy.
He's Tim Horton. Tim's an OIF veteran, and he got shot in the plate over in Iraq. Guess how many Purple Hearts this dude has? 0. He got shot, he got to cover, he returned fire, and that was that. Again,
a buddy standing right next to me got shot in the plate, and it went into his fucking arm, went down the what's the fucking the bicep, went down the bicep, and the bullet lodged in his forearm.
No, your phone went all fucky, Stefan. But yeah, Tim Horton, that's not his name. Yeah, he got shot in Iraq. He got to cover. He returned fire. He has 0 Purple Hearts. He wasn't in it for the glory. He's doing his fucking job. And I had to pry that information out of him at work. But he doesn't openly talk about this shit. Not a lot of people know about it. I guarantee you I could get him over here for a show and stick a microphone in front of his face and try to talk to him about it. He'd clam up. He don't want to talk about it. It's not, his whole life's not centered around his, him getting shot.
I mean, for people like him, he's got to feel really comfortable to talk to you about what he went through, what exactly is going on, and it goes to show, his heart was in the right place when he served. He's not out there for the attention, afterwards. Hey, I'm not saying, he's a Purple Heart, but, say what? Shit. I'm going.
The poor bastard. They stop lost him too. The poor bastard. He ended up getting extended for 6 months because of stop loss. But he's a good dude. He did his service. He did his job while he was deployed. He chased some chicks around while he was in Germany.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He's the one that told me about hogging, because they don't do. There was no hogging in Korea.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know what hogging was till he told me about it. He would rather talk about. He would rather talk about his time in Germany in garrison than he would about being downrange.
you want a good story? Echo Company, 51st Infantry, Germany. I got a good hogging story.
I got to get Tim back over here to talk about it.
We should have a night where you guys just talk about your hogging stories.
Well, I don't have any hogging stories. Stefan, what's your hogging story?
All right, so check. So hogging is where you go out to the bar and you got to find the ugliest, the nastiest, the fattest, the fucking nastiest girl in the fucking bar, and bring her back to the barracks, and then fucking nail her. And you're in Germany or I don't know about Korea, but you got to sign her into the barracks.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the production, you got to sign her out too. So then we have the Hall of Shame.
Tim told me that before they went hogging, they would take there would be a pot. They would take a collection. Everybody threw in the same amount of money.
There's a hat. Yes, there's a
Yes.
hat or a helmet, and everybody puts in like $5.
Right.
And whoever brings home the nastiest hoe takes home the money.
And the CQ is the judge. And I didn't know there was such a thing.
Well, if you're lucky enough to run and have a CQ, but we usually stand by the gate guards because the gate guards there. We'd ask their opinions.
I didn't know there was such a thing until Tim Horton told me about it.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's not something that we did in Korea.
Yeah, it's just Germany, so yeah.
In basic training where they give you the thing to fill out, where do you want to be stationed? 2 CONUS and 1 OCONUS choices. And I went
like card.
Dude, I went to none of the places I asked for. I went to Fort Hood and I went to Korea. I didn't ask for either of those. But so I didn't know about hogging until Tim told me about it.
Stories, but I have so many stories about hogging.
I mean, the things I know about are, the turtle farm, the turtle ditches, walk of shame, drinky girls, or as they call them now, juicy girls, Itaewon, Hooker Hill.
Is it 2nd Battalion Rangers that are in at Fort Lewis? I mean Fort Lewis, JBL, which is now is it 2nd Battalion?
Dude, I have no idea.
The Ranger group. So we went over there, and I was with a different girl. I'm not a Ranger, but we hung out with those guys for a little while, and so the Rangers were like, "Yeah, we're gonna go out hogging." We're like, "All right, it's cool." So we go out, and everybody was like all the Rangers were like bringing back like a bunch of like different girls to the barracks, in the Ranger barracks at Fort JBLM, and we all got up in the morning, and we're like, yeah, fuck it, like it's Sunday, let's go out to the bar again. So we all went out to the bar, and there was this one chick that this dude hooked up with, and she was fucking hot, and we're like, what the fuck, dude? How the fuck did you nail that hot ass fucking chick? And he's all smiling. And we're like, all right. So I walked to her. I'm like, excuse me, missus. Do you know my buddy over there at the bar? And she looked at him and she kind of smiled. And she's like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. And I'm like, well, how the fuck do you know him? And she's like, well, me and my ladies, my friends, had a bet going on who could hook up with the ugliest motherfucker.
Oh my God, reverse hogging.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, you guys, you were hogging.
Reverse hogging.
Like, yeah.
Oh, so holy fuck.
I go over my buddy. I go over my buddy and I'm like, dude, fucking Ranger ass fucking motherfucker. I'm like, dude, you got hogged. And he just smiled and he's like, yeah, I know, but I still fucked her.
Like it going the other way. Dude, high five to that dude, right?
It goes both ways. Chicks go out hogging too.
You think the chicks that get hogged like high five each other at the end of the night or the next morning or whatever for like I made it with this American soldier or whatever the case is.
Well, at least they hopefully wore a condom because they didn't, oh, I made it with American soldier, I'm gonna get some babies. I hope,
Like if you're this ugly ass dude, if you're this ugly ass motherfucker and you get reverse hogged by some hot chick, like you high five all your buddies at the barracks, you think the ugly ass chicks are doing the same thing?
I don't know, but when I told him, I'm like, dude, you got hogged. He fucking smiled. He's like, I still fucked her.
Oh, yeah. Right? So he's high-fiving all his bros in the barracks. Marcus says, when I was in Korea, I stayed far away from Itaewon and any juicy club outside the gates. I've told this story before, and I'm not going to tell the whole story at length because it takes a while. But when I was stationed at Camp Casey, I got sent to Yongsan for a week for a school. And on Thursday night, somebody from our group said, well, let's go to Itaewon. And I said, all right, cool. And we went to Itaewon, and we went up to Hooker Hill. We went to Polly's, and we had some soju slushies, and then we went across the street to the little club. I don't remember the name of it. Insignificant. But these dickheads ended up leaving me there because I got drunk and I passed out in the bathroom, and they left me. And I found my way down to that intersection in Itaewon where like 5 roads come together, and I started walking, and I managed to flag down a cab who took me back to Yongsan, and I managed to make it back on post in one piece. But at least I could say I went to Itaewon. They told me I was dancing with a chick at the club. I don't dance, so. But I guess I danced that night. I don't know how to dance. Probably look like an idiot out there. But yeah, Itaewon's evil. What the fuck, dude? I wanted to go to Germany. I really did. But instead...
Germany was fun. Especially, so I went over to Germany in the spring. So it was like May or April or so when I got there. And then we pretty much spent the entire time getting ready to go to Afghanistan. And then we went to Graf, and we spent like the whole fall in the snow and sucked dick. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, it's a go Christmas vacation. You get 2 weeks off. You can like go on vacation, whatever the fuck you want to go. And I'm like, well, I don't want to go back to America for a vacation because I live in America. So I ended up going down to Italy and going to some like ski resorts and whatnot, and fucking around down there for 2 weeks. And then we went to Italy, or then we went to Afghanistan.
What is this? Itaewon's for loser. Gongom is where it's at. Itaewon's for losers? Joshua, this was in 1997 or 98. One of the two. All I knew was Camp Casey and then wherever anybody, dragged me to. which usually was
Did you
either
guys?
Tongduchan or
Did you guys hops down? Yeah.
Tokari.
Hops down like you can like go down to Thailand or something, or like go to somewhere like tropical and whatnot, because like it gets fucking cold in Korea.
Oh, no kidding. I was over there for 14 months. I got to experience 2 summers and a winter. No, I went to, Tokari is out the gate at Camp Hovey, which is on the backside of Casey. I went down there a couple of times. Tongduchan was out the, gate 1, gate 2 of Camp Casey, and I went out there a bunch of times. I went to Itaewon that one time, which is, like the shopping district right outside of Yongsan. I didn't get around much. I did go to Seoul one weekend with a Katusa. He took me to Latte World. Oh, that was kind of confusing.
What were the Katusas like?
They, I thought that the Katusas were funny to me because they're, in order to be a Katusa, well, most of the Katusas were from somewhat affluent families.
Pretty well educated.
And yeah, they're well educated. They have a decent working knowledge of the English language. But when they first get to the unit, they are scared shitless because they've gone through ROC basic training, which is a little bit different than the basic training you go through the United States Army, where they they're pretty like physically abusive in ROC basic training.
They get their asses kicked.
They do get their asses kicked. So when they get to the unit, they're kind of scared. But depending on when I was in Korea, I was the unit training NCO as a specialist. Believe it or not, I ran the orderly room.
Did they make you a corporal?
No, they didn't. Fuck them. Whatever.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I ran the orderly room, and I had 2 Katusas that worked in there. And it was funny to watch them over time kind of open up and loosen up a little bit and start picking up on some of the vernacular and profanity and stuff. And but when they first got there, dude, you couldn't drive a 10-penny nail in their ass. They're scared to death. But after a while, they start learning that they can go sham and stuff, and they're essentially turned into to specialists, regardless of what rank they are.
Look at the Syrian army; they're all a bunch of fucking specialists.
Just shamming every chance they get.
Yes.
So I had a guy that Marcus, my MOS was 13 Bravo. I had a guy whose name was Kim Sung Lee, or actually Lee Kim Sung because, backwards. And when I got there, this dude was extremely quiet and reserved. And by the time I left, he was saying, fuck off with the rest of us. And then we got a guy in whose name was Nah. N-A-H was his name. And I can't remember the other 2 names. But it didn't take this dude long to pick up on the fact that he could tell one of the PFCs that worked in there to fuck off. Sharp. The PFC in question's name was Shannon Sharp. He was my roommate for a while. This dude was from Orlando, Florida, and we've been in touch recently. Like we lost touch with each other after he PCS'd back to the U.S. And I didn't talk to him again until a year ago. But he got out of the Army. He's doing good. He's back in Orlando. But it was funny to see the interaction between him and this Katusa who learned pretty quickly that he could tell him to fuck off, and those 2 arguing about who was going to do what in the orderly room. It was a lot of fun. I got to say that as shitty as Korea is for a PCS, that was probably the best job I had while I was in the Army, considering that I wasn't on the gun line anymore. Because I worked with a great group of guys. I had an awesome commander. My commander was a Mustang, and Captain Schroeder. He was great. I had a good first sergeant. My first sergeant was a hardcore motherfucker. he'd come from the 13 Fox community, and he had a Ranger tab and a Pathfinder badge, and foreign jump wings. He was pretty hardcore, but he was a good dude. He ended up retiring as a sergeant major, and I've been in touch with him also. I've been in touch with all those guys. And it's good to catch up with them after we'd all completed our military careers. And Captain Schroeder, he got assigned to USAREC and resigned his commission because he got assigned to USAREC.
Fuck USAREC.
And in a twist of irony, he ended up as a recruiter for a college, and he travels the world recruiting people for the University of something. I don't remember exactly where. My former first sergeant, who was at one point the sergeant major for the training brigade at Fort Sill, I guess that's a brigade, or was. He retired and is now living in Fayetteville, North Carolina, where he just chills out and fucking enjoys life. That guy will not talk to you about the military. Doesn't want to talk about it. Because the reason he gave me was, he had an opportunity to work with a great group of people. He went downrange, he kicked some ass, and now he's out, and that's in the past, and he doesn't want to talk about it. Good guy. Great first sergeant.
I have this whole community of friends that I hang out in Florida, but none of them are veterans. I've actually been fucked over by a couple of veteran friends, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. But I have a really good group of friends. We were talking earlier about the gay guys, but whatever, fucking. But there's an awesome group of people that. But it's just strange, hanging out with a bunch of people who are not military, who are have not been to Afghanistan, not been to Iraq or whatever, and I'm trying to fit in from my standpoint, try to try to be normal.
It's for some people.
It's difficult and it's hard, and I feel like an alien to a certain extent when I'm hanging out with a really good group of people who are awesome, but I still can't totally express my emotions sometimes. It kind of gets fucked up.
For some people, it's good to leave that stuff in the past. And when you find yourself in certain situations, there's not a lot of people who understand what you've been through and where you've been, and so it's best not to try to talk about it. One of the things that I enjoy most about WTF Nation Radio is that by and large, most of the people, by a overwhelming percentage, the majority of the people who come here are either veterans or active duty personnel, and are able to communicate with us and the rest of the listening audience on a level that we understand. Whereas when you try to talk about this to your civilian friends, you get the look like they don't, they understand that you were in the military, but that's where it stops. So it's therapeutic. The reason that I started WTF Nation Radio was I feel like that I left the military prematurely, and that on some level I was lacking a sense of fulfillment. So a lot of the reason I started WTF Nation Radio was for me. But the main reason I started this was to give everybody a place to kind of rally and come together and talk amongst themselves and pass information and relive stories and things like that as a form of therapy, and to maybe, I guess, help each other along. It's therapeutic for me. It's therapeutic for some other people. Mission accomplished.
Well, it's definitely therapeutical, and there's some people that I've met and talked with on this group that definitely has helped out with my life. So if that was your goal, you've definitely achieved it.
I just wanted to kind of bring everybody together, man, and you get if you laugh, if you get to relive some stuff and have fun, sweet.
So like WTF Nation, especially like U.S. Army, WTF, like people like, oh, like when my old sergeant major, he's like sharing shit, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck off. And then I remember. Oh
my God, your sat phone's breaking up.
Sorry.
No, you're back.
Back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my old sergeant major, he's like, yeah, shit. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Carl. And, we're just giving each other shit on WTF U.S. Army WTF Nation. So we all fuck with each other, have fun.
Roxy says, I just tuned in. I have to quit my job tomorrow due to my anxiety. Having a really hard time with it. I feel like I let my whole family down. I feel like a failure. I don't know how to, I know I can't do it anymore, but I feel like I have to keep doing it to make them happy. All right, Roxy. Here's Hard Knocks 101. The very first person that you have to do anything for is yourself. Because if you are not 100% operational, you can't help anyone else. So you take the steps that you need to take to make Roxy 100% operational. Only then can you move forward and help other people. If you feel like you're letting your family down, right? You need to take care of yourself. If you need somebody to talk to, get in touch with send a message to the inbox here on U.S. Army WTF Moments. Send a message to the inbox at WTF Nation Radio. Send a message to the inbox at Battle in Distress. Call a battle buddy. Do something. Talk to somebody who can look at this from the outside looking in, and I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you the exact same thing that I just told you. You got to take care of number one. You got to take care of yourself. And a lot of times it's hard for veterans and service members to do because they have that sense of self-sacrifice. They have that sense of service. They have that sense of I need to do for others. But I learned something a long time ago. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So reach out, Roxy, however you need to. If you want to call me, I'll talk to you. You need to realize that not only take care of yourself, but call in or whatever, because Stefan, your phone shit on you again.
Fuck it. All right. We'll go to the chat and fuck them out.
I've seen, yeah. I have seen people over the course of the history of WTF Nation Radio, in the live chat at WTFNationRadio.com, in the Facebook live chat, I have seen people actually post their cell phone numbers, their personal cell phone numbers, to help out a battle in distress. It kind of reaffirms the whole reason for our existence when I see the veteran community come together like that. So, Roxy, you talk to somebody, all right? And when I say you talk to somebody, you don't talk to your family right now. You talk to your other family. You talk to your military family. You talk to the veteran family. You talk to the active duty family. You talk to somebody. Let somebody impart some knowledge on you from a third-person perspective, okay? Do whatever you got to do. You hate yourself for quitting. You should. There should never come a time in your life where you should ever hate yourself for anything. When you make a decision of this magnitude, this particular situation, it sounds like you're making a decision in the interest of self-preservation. which is admirable because, like I said, when I first started talking to you, Roxy, you cannot take care of anybody else if you can't do for yourself. And that was a lesson that I actually learned in my early days of law enforcement. My field training officer told me there was a situation one time where we were rushing to back up another officer, and he had some criticism about my driving, and he said, we can't help them if we die in an accident on the way to help them.
Yes.
And that's a story that that's a lesson that I've carried with me since then. And I apply that to a lot of situations. It's not selfish for you to have the self-preservation mindset. It's not. So you got to do what you got to do for you, Roxy. I'm trying to talk and burp up these beers at the same time. Roxy, reach out to somebody. If not us, somebody else, okay? Please. You got to do for you.
I was told the same thing. Approaching a scene or whatever that you're called to in your law enforcement. I was, EMS. If you're not 100% there yourself, making sure your mind is sound, or, getting to the scene safely, or, if the scene is safe for us, then you can't help the people that are laying down on the ground at all.
That's right. I mean, it's not selfish to look out for yourself. I know that sounds kind of weird.
Even when you're flying, they're given that the little speech beforehand in case the aircraft goes down or there's an emergency.
Right, put your mask on first before you put anybody else's mask on for them.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, if you're able-bodied, because obviously, somebody who can't, which are children, the elderly, or anybody that's injured or whatever, the mentally disabled or whatnot, the people who are the strongest, they can quickly, put their mask on to help the others. But, typically, as you said, our mindset is we want to help everybody first. And if you don't have that mask on to help, you don't put your mask on, and you're putting all the mask on the people who can't put their mask on, you're done. You got to, put your mask on or take care of yourself.
That's a good analogy. If you haven't taken care of yourself in advance, how are you expected to help anybody else? If you don't put your mask on and you succumb to to oxygen deprivation, you can't help anybody around you.
You can't, and then everybody else goes down around you.
Marcus says, since I'm a former law enforcement officer, can I talk a bit about police brutality briefly? Marcus, I would love to. We've come to the end of the show, but I encourage you, Marcus, to come back on Friday during my next show. If you will bring the subject up early in the show on Friday, I promise you I'll talk about it. I don't have any reservations about talking about my law enforcement career at all. But there is exactly 1 minute left in the show. And for me to get into something so broad and far-ranging as police brutality at this point, I feel like it'd be doing you a disservice to try to cram it all in right here at the end of the show. So you come back Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and you get my attention, and you make sure I talk about it, and I will. So here in the waning moments of the show, I'd like to remind everybody that we do have a live show here every night starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. If it's not on Facebook Live, it doesn't mean that you can't hear it. Go over to WTFNationRadio.com, and you can catch all the live shows there. Our live chat at WTFNationRadio.com is where the hardcore regulars, I guess, hang out. We have a YouTube channel. Check us out on youtube.com/WTFNationRadio. Give us a like on Facebook, facebook.com/WTFNR. It's the radio station's Facebook page for all the information specifically concerning the radio station. What else? Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, Raptor 7 is Stephen Hobbs. That show's called Drunk on a Tuesday, and it's worth your time. Be sure you tune in for that. Wednesday night, What the Fuck Wednesdays with Jim Beeman and Raptor 6. Thursday, Sergeant's Time with Ice. And let's see, The Nasty and Doc Madness. This starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Thursday. I'm back on Friday for Friday Night Fuckery. Also starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on WTF Nation Radio. Saturday to Saturday, free-for-all. Everybody tune in. Don't miss any of the shows. WTFNationRadio.com, your best bet for catching everything that's not here on the Facebook Live chat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out tonight. I feel like we covered some important topics. We had some good discussion. Thank you, Stefan, for calling in and weighing in with your opinions on everything. And thank you to everybody else who called in. Thank you, Will. I will have a good night. I'm going to finish this beer. I'm going to take half a Trazodone. I'm going to go to bed, and I got to get up. No set of grindstone tomorrow at the day job.
Hey, it'll be a short work week.
Yeah, it will be a short work week, and then I got to tell everybody. I got to tell everybody about Colorado.
Oh
yes. Yeah, we're having a major event in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It's October 14th and 15th at the Coors Event Center in Boulder, Colorado. WTF Nation Radio is going to be on hand for the Freedom On Festival, presented by Drinkin' Bros. It's to benefit the Fallen Angel Aviation Foundation. What was it? Fallen Angel Aviator Foundation? Something like that.
Yes.
It's a not-for-profit organization. And who's going to be there? Well, Range 15, Article 15 is going to be there. Ranger Up's going to be there. Black Rifle Coffee Company is going to be there. Girls for Gunslingers is going to be there. WTF Nation Radio is going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. All That Remains is playing. There's a band called All That Remains that's having a concert that Friday night. I hope you guys can make it out. Come meet us. I'm giving out free hugs all fucking weekend.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to be out there for 5 days in Colorado. I've never been to Colorado. I'm looking forward to it.
Neither have I. I was going to hit up what is it called? A dispensary?
Oh, you want to get stoned while we're in Colorado?
Fuck yes.
You got to have a card, right? Or do you?
No, it's legal there.
Oh, my God. We're all going to be fucked up all weekend.
Yep.
Yes.
It'll be a good time, though.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. Everybody, I will see you again on Friday. Tune in tomorrow night. Don't be a dick. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Bye. Shots.
Bye, Felicia.
Y'all fancy.